I am in control of the chat
Yeah, you're
today.
in control of the chat today.
I'm the chat lord.
Chat lord Pia.
Yes. Say all the things that you want to say that you don't want Andrew to see.
I'm going to switch to the board over here so you guys can kind of see our characters. And
Beyond Dead says, even with a normal setup, stream always seems to have hiccups no matter who you are.
oh,
I appreciate
thank
that.
you. Thank you.
Because it's so interesting because it's never the same hiccup, right? It's just like
it's a new one every time. Yeah.
Okay, now we switch scenes, so I have to scoot in. But this game, so the funny thing about this game is Andrew grew up playing Diablo games, right? Would you say that? Would that be correct?
Definitely. I love Diablo 2. I didn't have a great computer, but I do remember distinctly in high school, me and a friend getting together to do a LAN party with Diablo, and we couldn't get the network to work for the LAN because, you know, we all had bad computers and stuff like that for the time. And we spent hours and hours, like probably 3 hours, trying to figure out the network stuff to make it work. And we finally got it to work. And we got so excited. And we went to give each other high fives, and then we missed. And then we're like, we are the nerdiest people in the entire world right now. We just spent 3 hours trying to get Diablo 2 to work on 2 different computers and play cooperative, and then we missed our high five. So, you know.
That's really funny. And Andrew, when we first started dating, since he loved Diablo games so much, he thought it would be a fun game for us to play together. The problem with me, I'm realizing, actually, we just realized this and then re-realized it again. I have a really bad video game instinct because I haven't been honing my skills. So I can't see boundaries that are very obvious to people. And also Diablo, I don't know what's wrong with my eyes, but it's so dark to me. I can't really see where things are. And so my character is just running across the edge of the boundary of it and just sliding across because I just can't find where the paths are. But it makes me panicky. But after we played this game, I was like, maybe I could play a Diablo game. We were talking about how this game is super fun. I was trying to think of a movie that felt this way. The Moy and Mrs. Moy were in the chat earlier, and we love what is it, disaster?
Yeah, popcorn flick type.
Popcorn.
You know, just not so much substance, but a lot of cool action.
A lot of fun.
And that are just really fun.
Hi, Board at Home.
Board at Home.
We're talking about Diablo the video game because this reminds us of the video game, and it's the same setting or genre, but I can handle it because it's not as, I don't know, intense.
Yeah, it's kind of what you were saying. It's not the deepest game in the world. It's a lot of dice chucking, but it's definitely,
which I love.
And so it's a lot of dice rolling, and then you do there's a lot of ways to mitigate the numbers and get them to be what you want. And it's very satisfying to be able to I think you were describing it as bending fate whenever you got the dice to do what you wanted them to do.
Yeah, I'm I roll horribly, but I can get about 75% of what I want to do. So it feels like I can do a lot of things, which, like you said, maybe not the most strategic or the most deep or most critically acclaimed game, but it was really fun. I think I also like getting loot. So you just get a lot of loot in this game. But
yeah, you're just thrown loot. Bad guys aren't too hard to fight, and then at the end you go up against Diablo himself, or Dark Lord or something like they call him in the game. But yeah, I was pretty nervous when we pulled this game out to play because it was a game I was pretty hyped to get because of the pedigree with it being with Adrenaline being from the designer of Adrenaline and being in the same series, and Adrenaline was such a huge surprise hit for me and the people we played it with, and so I was really hyped about this one. And then I heard on Board Game Garage, I was listening, and they got to play a demo of it at a convention, and they were just like, I think it was Nealon on that. He was just talking about how amazing the game was. And so I pre-ordered it, and I was really excited for it. Anyways, the game came, and then it also arrived for Board Game Garage, and they did a follow-up commentary on it, and it fell super flat for them. Like, they liked the beginning part of the game, but they didn't like the boss fight at the end. And so I, like, started losing interest in even trying it. I was like, oh, is it going to just be a big disappointment? And then...
Because you generally... like you said, you agree with everything they like, and then sometimes the things that they don't like, you disagree. But I don't know if people have this experience where they, if they hear like a negative review from, especially like a podcast or like a reviewer that they are usually in line with, if it like negatively impacts them getting it to the table after they've bought it. I don't know. I'm not sure if that's something other people experience.
Yeah, what is this convention thing you speak? I know, right? It's something that exists only in our imagination and our dreams. The magical land where there's unlimited players to play board games with for a short period of time, and all the games you want are there. You know, it sounds fake the more I describe it.
It sounds like
it's as fantastical as Middle Earth, right? One day, I'm very excited for that day. I think they went to, I think it was at Gen Con or something like that they got to try it out. But anyways, yeah, so they got it. It fell flat for them, and so my interest went down. Waned, and so I wasn't really pushing for it to get played. And then I kind of put a pile of games to the side recently that I was like, these games are gonna go. And then I was talking to Pia last weekend. I was like, hey, can we there's a few games in this pile that I never got a chance to try, and I think they're gonna be bad, so I want to play them before I want to just I don't want to waste the time, but I just want you to know we're going into an experience that may or may not be good. And so
then the moment Andrew said that, I was like, oh, like it's like Toy Story, or like the toys that are gonna be like sent away or whatever.
Yeah.
And suddenly I was like, we gotta give them a chance. What's wrong with them? Why are they being overlooked?
So we gave it a try last night. We were like, if it's not very good, we're not going to stream. We'll stream something else. And then we had a ton of fun with it. So we decided to grab it. It's, yeah, like I said, probably not super deep. And it might not have 30 plays in it or something like that. But it definitely, I'm excited to play it a few more times, and I'd like to play it with higher player counts as well, just to see.
Maybe I would liken it to donuts. Like,
yeah,
you
a
know.
Good sugar donut. It's a little messy. You get sugar all over yourself, but it's really tasty.
Word at Home says, I went to one convention and then suddenly they were no more. Still don't know if they even exist.
That was a fever dream, actually. Yeah, that wasn't real. We've been meaning to talk to you about that. Just kidding. Yeah, I think I've only been to Shucks. And that's the only big convention I've been to for board games. We go to PAX
yearly.
Annually, PAX West, and but that's mostly video game focused. So
there is a floor with board games.
They do have a.
Maybe it's not a floor. That's not fair.
It's been growing from year to year. So actually, this last year, or 2019, was the biggest. They actually rented out another building to host board game stuff in, which was cool. Hey, Sarah State of Mind, welcome to the
Sarah.
stream.
We were just talking about board games and this fictional thing called conventions. It's a collective hallucination.
Yeah, that we all believed in at some point.
And Diablo are like dungeon crawlers, which I typically don't like as a video game, but as a board game, I like it. Also, I just feel. Wait, can I look at these?
Yeah, you can do this.
Sometimes I just feel too like not only can I not see this like the details of like the screen on Diablo like dungeon crawlers, I also feel like it's not the setting I want to hang out in. I think it's like cold and dank and like grim. But the thing is, I like cyberpunks like stuff. I don't know. It's a dungeon crawlers are just the setting. Just
But in
doesn't grab me.
cyberpunk settings, you can always be warm because of all the technology.
That's true.
In this, this big guy right here, he's got no shirt on, and there's definitely snowy parts of the map. So I don't know what that's about. Yeah. So basically, the way this works is we kind of walk down this path, and fight monsters, and there's these cool monster cards that look like this, and we have to roll these numbers to kill them, or else they give us the damage. There's a little red thing down there. And then when you kill them, you move up. There's like all these cards and abilities off to the right of our map, and they've got these little gems on them. And we move those gems up each time we kill a monster. And so you can move them off the lower cards, and as soon as it's one card is empty, you get that ability. And so you could go for the more powerful ones at the bottom, but then you're stacking one card up with a ton of stuff, or you go for the ones on the top and do them in order, and you're gonna get those items quicker. And so those gems, and then you use the gems to equip your stuff onto your stuff. So onto your body,
Character.
yeah, your character
On your person.
on your person. So there's a cool little loop that goes on there. Hey, let's go, Caro. How's it going? Welcome to the stream. I was just kind of going over the general gist of Sanctum. But the coolest part, or the fun part, the way they do the monsters here is you kill the monster and then it flips over and it's an item. So it's just, I feel like just that like act of like flipping the cards, it just feels very much like when the loot pops out of monsters in Diablo or like in video games. Like it's very satisfying to be like, oh, there's a necklace in this
monster.
Demon. Yeah.
This demon was carrying this necklace.
Yeah,
It's probably a family heirloom, and it's really messed up that we took it off its body.
The demon's family heirloom?
Yeah.
Oh, like it didn't steal it from someone else.
No,
I
it
always
was
assumed that they'd like eaten someone and then the loot was
Oh,
inside.
okay, then I feel less bad.
No, it's funnier to think about their family heirlooms in. Kev Meeple, number 1, just followed us. Thank you, Kev Meeple. We have analog alerts here, and
we may.
Where did our alerts go?
We are so
Here we go.
everything got rearranged, everything got cleaned.
Yeah, we did a big cleaning, and so we tore down our whole setup. So we just had to put it all back. So we have the alerts nearby now. And Kev Meeple, this is Dr. Alan Grant. He was off on the side. He was excavating a Triceratops today, and he was working really hard on it, but he wanted to come over here and say, thank you for following me. And then he has to go on back to his hole that he's digging in.
Thanks for following.
Yeah, thanks for the follow, Kev
joining.
Meeple. Yeah. Invader Sill, good evening. Thanks for the shout out, Invader Sill. I saw that on Twitter. I was feeding the baby, and I got the alert that you gave us a shout out.
Thank you.
On Twitter, so I really appreciate that. We are pretty new to Twitter. We mostly started with Instagram, and then
well, that's why we're called Board Game Spam, because I made a separate account because we were posting so many board game photos on our personal accounts, and I was like, our poor friends just keep getting all this board game spam. So I was like, I'll just like move it to another account so that they can choose at their leisure, like how much, if they want to participate in all of our spam or not. And then that's where board game spam came from. Also, I grew up eating spam for breakfast, so that's
Yeah.
the other.
And then spam's awesome. Yeah.
But
So we started there, and then we just recently decided to obviously start streaming a little while ago, and then once we started streaming, we were like, oh well, it seems like all the streamers have Twitter, so we just kind of went over and made one, and so we're just kind of getting started over there. But it seems like there's a lot of cool conversations over on Twitter, so thanks for the shout out, and we're just kind of growing that at the moment. So
yeah,
thanks.
and hi Runaman. Runaman is currently has a fully funded game, Bandada.
Oh yeah.
On Kickstarter right now. You guys should check it out if you're looking for a 2-player game. He is lurking while working.
Yeah.
And hi Legends, our legend SDM. And
Bandada, we actually got a chance to play it 2 weeks ago, and he gave us a review, let us play a review copy, and we've passed it on since. But it's really fun little game, and it's perfect for new parents. It's quick, 10 minutes or so, but definitely go take a look at it, see if it's a very like tight game.
We pass it to the next streamer so that they get a chance to play it. We play it 2-player, but it can also be a one player. But yes, I agree, Board at Home. I've been loving all the board game streaming. It really has like started an era of, at least in our household, playing a lot more board games, because it really is the type of thing I need to get motivated to play a board game. I never thought
Bones John in the house.
Hey, Bones John.
Sorry.
I didn't think I would, because I was like, oh, I can see pictures on Instagram of board games, and that actually is motivating. But something about watching people play, it just like, I don't know, lowers the barrier of like setup for me. That I'm like, if they're playing and I'm watching them play, I could set up a game in the background and play too. So, but yeah, do we want to start setting up? The nice thing is this also is I feel like a great game to stream, because it, in terms of, as we said, it's like feels like a popcorn flick. So we can chat, which we end up doing a lot of, and missing a lot of rules because of it.
Yeah, we post our videos to YouTube, and so the publishers of Dinogetics watched our whole stream on
somehow,
YouTube,
or part of it, and
they pointed out that we missed a scoring round for Pia.
I did.
So the game was going to be a lot closer. So we appreciate that, of course, but
yeah, I should have gotten more points, but it was on me. I didn't score my pens properly.
Legend SDM, or Legends DM, said he saw someone named Pia working in his work building, or in their work building.
Oh yeah. It pops up every once in a while. Are they Filipino? Are they Swedish? Those are usually the two.
The two options.
Yeah, well, people, anytime I meet someone, like, I know Pia, she's Swedish, and I was like, oh, or Filipino.
Yeah.
But yes, I totally Bored at Home. I feel like Twitch is more like just hanging out with people and chatting. I agree. There's something about it. Andrew we were talking about it. It's meeting this like social need, and like
we're still just chatting. So. Speaking of chatting.
It's meeting this like social need and this like board game like chat space that we didn't really realize we needed. Especially you in terms of board games, and for me chatting, which is weird because I'm introverted. But there's something about like
there's enough distance that it doesn't use the same social energy or something.
Yeah, or I think it might be just like it's the right amount of engagement we need when we have a kid, because it's like no one can hear our kids screaming, right? So, but we can like chime in when we can or want to. So it is like, also I think it's faster, right? Like, oh, I want to see what people are playing, and we can chat, and it doesn't require setting up a whole baby bag, like getting in a car, like driving or whatever, or like the full attention of a Zoom call with friends, which is still fun. But I don't know if anyone else is, but our jobs were over Zoom for a while. and there was a lot of Zoom fatigue. But this is like more active.
Yeah. So Legends GM said he owns Lost Runes of Arnak, this game Sanctum, and the space one. I think someone mentioned it in our last stream, Under Falling Skies, which is a solo only game.
I remember someone mentioned that. Yeah.
Which are all CGE games. Yeah. Czech Games Editions. They're a great publisher. They make some pretty fun games, including these three, and then the one that we were talking about earlier, Adrenaline, which is kind of the follow up to Adrenaline. So yeah, we had I've heard really good things about Lost Runes of Arnak and Falling Skies, and then I heard pretty mixed reviews about this one, and so we were about to give it away, which I think I said earlier in the stream, but for the people who just joined us, I was about to give it away or try to sell it, and then I was like, can we just try it, because I want to see what it's like, and we had a ton of fun with it yesterday, so decided to bring it to the stream.
So it's not gonna get sold. Stay in here.
Stay in here for a while. Board at Home says feels like you've met a lot of new friends, even though we're not actually met. Yeah, totally. It's that's not something I've had a lot of experience with pre-pandemic. Finding friends, meeting friends online.
Or even board game, like you introduce games to our current friends. We don't have like board game. We do have probably one couple that we met through board games at a meetup, but otherwise, it's more like we play games with our current friend group. So it's fun to see like. Also, people. I think Andrew makes a whole lot more sense to me now because I think like all his like Kickstarter like enthusiasm. And like you just have people that like you can like commiserate with. You're like, oh, why did I not get this upgrader for Kickstarter? Like I thought Andrew was the only one who was just like has all these games he hasn't played yet. Like
Duke Frank in the house.
What's up, Duke?
Kevin People says Under Falling Skies is fantastic. Yeah, I'm curious. I am not a huge solo gamer, but we've talked a little bit about, and I've watched some more solo gaming on Twitch, and I've kind of been thinking, I was like, maybe it would be fun to do something solo on Twitch because it still includes a bit of that social aspect that I thrive on when it comes to board games.
Thrive, need, crave.
Yeah, all those things.
Should we switch to the player mode and keep chatting, but
yes.
Get on this adventure?
Yeah.
So this is a really cool part. Hopefully people will stick around and we move fast enough because these boards shift. And I love the start of it. And I know enough about dungeon crawlers or just like this genre where like, oh, they arrive at the port and they're in the green forest, and then the forest gets like all like corrupted and twisted and they go deeper into the dungeon. I really like how the board progresses in that way. And as we said earlier, the way the loot like flips is super exciting, so you can get lots of loot. And Kev Meeple, I did see that you also love Spam Masubi Legendy SDM. You also love Spam. I love being around fellow people who understand it.
It's not required to be watching the stream to like Spam, but
it is. Yeah,
it is recommended. It's that you give it a chance.
Spam is divisive. Yeah, but that's okay because our stream is not for everyone. If you don't like people messing up rules, the stream is not for you.
Borderhome says, yeah, I'm not very good about being outgoing and just talking to people IRL, but now I feel so much more comfortable if we meet. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. I think I would agree as well. I feel like I have to be in like all things have to be lined up, like my mood, my energy level, like social energy level. I just don't like small talk. I think I just want to get to like deeper conversation talk that I think requires small talk to like build those relationships, so I don't have patience for it. And then I get easily like I'm just introverted, so I need more alone time for energy.
Worm says he's literally never had Spam. So this is what you gotta do. You gotta make some white rice. You gotta fry an egg. and then you'll get a can of Spam, open it, kind of tap it out so it's a big cube, and then you slice it in, kind of like bread, and then you fry a couple of those pieces up.
Or sometimes people will at least like dip the Spam in like some scrambled egg.
Yeah.
That's
and then fry it.
what the Filipinos do. You could also do Spam musubi, which is rice, Spam.
Whoa. We're just starting simple here.
Oh, sorry.
If you've never had Spam, so the rice, egg, and the Spam, give that a try. That's a great place to start. Spam musubi you can get from a grocery store if there's a Hawaiian population near you.
Yeah.
That's probably also the easiest way to do it. If there's a Hawaiian L&L, if there's an L&L near you, they'll probably have Spam musubi. So
yeah, that's pretty regional though.
Yeah,
I guess.
that might be a Northwest thing. So I don't know.
Not even Northwest, West Coast. I think
just West Coast.
Wherever there's a Hawaiian population.
Legend DM says you got Adventure Tactics, which is the Final Fantasy Tactics of board games. I loved Final Fantasy Tactics growing up when I was a kid. Take a look at that. And then Kev Meeple. I love it when multiplayer games have solo modes. Architects of the West Kingdom is a good solo mode. We just started playing that a couple in December.
I didn't know that.
We just got that, so I probably should check the solo mode out if I'm going to check one out.
Yeah, I actually didn't realize that there were a lot of solo mode board games. Again, Andrew does more of the purchasing, but I was watching a panel with Meepleville and Thinker Themer was talking, possibly, or maybe it was on a Thinker Themer YouTube video, and they talked about setting up and playing a solo game, and it just like blew my mind that like that's like an option, because I guess I'm not the one keeping track of player counts and what like is possible with certain games, so it's like really interesting. But I can see myself playing this game. I don't know if there's a solo mode, but
they're working on one, actually. I think there's been a big demand for it because the multiplayer mode has been a little bit mixed reviews. So I'm not sure if it's included yet, but it was something that it's like you download the rules for it.
Yeah, I just like earning loot. If there's any game where I get to hoard a bunch of resources and stuff, like that's what I want in real life, but our like home and our money limits it. So like if my character can just get a bunch of like enchanted armor, that's just so fun for me. But anyways,
so they Legend DM mentioned a Spam festival in Hawaii, which sounds awesome. It's making Sarah hungry. And then
Me too,
people said at Hawaii they used to have Spam rice at McDonald's.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Yeah. Which makes a lot of sense.
I love
get
the
a Spam
regional
slicer. Time saver if you have Spam a lot. I didn't know they had Spam slicers.
Whoa.
Is that probably like a cheese slicer? Could
Invader
I repurpose
still.
a cheese slicer?
That makes sense.
These are questions I have. They serve Spam fast food, McDonald's, and then L&L Kona Kitchen are here in the Seattle area. Yes, definitely. And then some talk about Architects. And the role player solo mode, we've played it 5 times since. Wow. Bones Johns, do you have a Ko-Fi account or something for donations?
We don't.
No.
Bones John. I'm not even sure what that is. That's something we'll have to Google. This is another thing. This is the stream that has to Google frequently what we need, what other things we need to do.
Yeah.
But no, we don't. Maybe we'll look into it.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like a cheese slicer with wires. That makes
Got it,
sense. Yeah. I love Spam musubi. It's a great little like lunch because it's like just or lunch for picnics or I had some friends in college that were from Hawaii and they said like it's a great thing when you go like surfing because it's just so compact and you can just like put it with your stuff on the beach and like wrap it up in like plastic wrap or whatever, and typically stays warm because it's like a block of hot rice and seaweed and Spam.
Oh, okay. So Ko-Fi or coffee
Sounds like coffee.
is how you pronounce it. It's like Patreon, but lighter or smaller. It sounds like, and people can buy you coffees and stuff like that. Wow.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's good to know.
Thanks for asking. We'll definitely look into it. I don't know. We haven't had a huge demand for that type of thing from our community yet, but
we'll look into
we'll
it.
look into it for
I
sure.
like coffee, and
Yeah.
that sounds like a nice little. If people are interested in that, it might be something just to good to set up. But yeah, I mean, if anything, we just enjoy hanging out with everyone and having an excuse to play not only the games that we don't get to play very often, but excuses to play games.
Get games off the shelf of opportunity.
Off the shelf and on our table. And yeah, we should start.
Who do you want to go first?
I want you to go first because we played it yesterday, but sometimes I need a reminder.
So I'm going here. When I go here, this sets up the initial space. So there's going to be 5 pairs of monsters that kind of.
Mohawk Man is on the move. Andrew's character's got a mohawk. He's got a skull.
He's a very stylish barbarian, you know.
Yeah, you don't have to be unstylish when you're a barbarian. Yeah. I think
you don't just wake up like this. He's got a beard with giant ponytails in his beard.
Is there a way to show it? I know that this is a really.
I've got like so much set up.
Dang it! Okay, later, if you stick around, if we end up playing quickly, the streams you gotta see.
All right, there
gotta
we go.
See the look.
Yeah. You see his ponytails in his beard.
Asymmetrical.
You don't wake up with that. You wake up early and you set that up.
Asymmetrical shoulder pads.
Ken people, this is not cooperative. This is a competitive game. So, which is the big surprise. You would think a Diablo style game would be cooperative because Diablo is cooperative, but this is competitive. Basically, the way it works is we go through the dungeon and level up. The dungeon's not super hard, but we're just leveling up, and we get to the end, we fight the big demon, and then whoever is either still alive or has the most health. So if you're both alive, it's whoever has the most health at the end of it. And then if you both die, what was the tiebreaker? I think there's these.
Then evil wins.
Then evil wins. There's these achievements that you get throughout the game, and whoever has the most achievements, if everyone dies. So.
But would you say that even though it is competitive, you don't really interact very much?
It's not highly interactive. There's 3 colors of monsters out here, and you have 3 colors of like leveling up zones for each of your characters, and so there's a bit of like Euro denying that you can do to each other if it's like, oh, I know you need green, you're like trying to level up your green spot, and there's only like 1 green monster out here. Then you could grab that one.
Whoa. I wasn't even playing at that level last time. Okay, I'm watching the Euro denying.
It's a pretty light game. There's lots of dice chucking. It's like,
it's delicious. It's just
fun. The day after tomorrow, or,
Yeah, what's everyone's like? It's like a guilty pleasure.
Yeah, I mean, it's more of a guilty pleasure type of game. It's not like there's really deep involved strategy. It's more like, oh, what's the best loot I can equip, and then let's fight this big monster.
Yeah. Which not to say that not to say that's bad. I almost feel like I might even pick this a lot more frequently because it's just so freaking fun. But yeah, go ahead. I don't know, but
so
really,
whenever you move, you have to grab one of the sets of monsters, and then they go into your area here, and they're kind of like, these are the monsters that are following you.
Oh, Andrew, where's the little player aid that like tells us what our moves
are? Oh yeah.
While Andrew looks, I really do want to know what people's guilty pleasure movies are, because I love hearing them. One of our good friends who we talked to recently, they said that the Rush Hour 2, is it 2? Not the first one, but one of the Rush Hours is like his favorite movie, and it's funny because he's a very like critical movie person and critical music person, so I love hearing what people are like. I can't resist it, it's so good. But Day After Tomorrow, I think it was like, I think it must have been in maybe middle school or high school when it came out. It was just like, it hit just the right spot in terms of disaster movie type thing.
They've got pretty nice player aids in this too, because it's got the description here. You've got your 3 actions you can choose from: either move, fight, or rest. And then on the back, it has a longer description of each of your abilities with like rules, exceptions, and stuff.
I'm going next, right?
Yep.
So I go here, and then 2 more bad guys spawn. Yeah, Jackie Chan is so endearing and entertaining.
Jackie Chan is a favorite of mine.
He's prolific.
He is.
He's a
He has
busy
so
guy.
many movies.
He like sings, like he's on like the charts back in the day when he was like singing, which is like a very, it's, I love that, but yeah, he's in a lot of stuff. What again? What
Drunken Master and Vader Still. Yeah, that is one of my favorite movies. Do you like the one from like the 70s or one from the 80s? Like both.
Or do you like the movie that Andrew made in high school, which is, what was your Andrew made a post-apocalyptic
Kung Fu movie.
Kung Fu movie. And this is not ironic. Andrew has a deep love and respect for Kung Fu movies.
Let's go. That's where you're looking.
Oh yeah, sorry. Deep love and respect for Kung Fu movies.
In high school I collected Kung Fu movies like I collect board games now, and I think I have like 100 different Kung Fu movies in my DVD collection, which is in some box at my parents' house now.
And not ironically, like you like really like them.
Oh yeah, they're very fun. I love the older ones. Sometimes I like them dubbed, sometimes I like them subbed. Just depends on how good they are of a movie. The bad movies are funny dubbed, and then the good ones, of course, you want the original audio. And then and then there's just so many good ones. Stephen Chow is a favorite if anyone knows who that is. He's not a martial artist, but he is a Hong Kong director and actor.
Board at Home says, this is weird, but a guilty pleasure movie I enjoy for some unknown reason is Bring It On. I love Bring It On. It's so good. I have very good memories of watching like that movie in different people's like houses, like in their basement. I don't know. There's something, I love sports movies or any sort of like rivalry that is very low stakes. Like cheerleading. Board at Home. That's such a good pick.
Don't forget, Pia, your
I need
dice
to move the thing
there. No, you haven't fought anyone.
Oh yeah.
You want your dice that you're gonna get, and your extra gem you're gonna get once you equip something.
Okay, it's my turn.
Kung Fu Soccer, yes.
Yeah, that's a good one. So I'm gonna go here, spawn 2 baddies.
Yeah, Shaolin Soccer, Kung Fu Hustle. He directed The Mermaid, if you saw that one. They're pretty.
We own all those.
Yeah, they're pretty wild. If you've seen anyone. Into the Badlands, yes, we watched the first season and then haven't picked up the second season because
I love that world.
It wasn't on any of the free streaming services, but yeah, the world was super cool in that, and that was like the first thing I thought. I was like, they stole my idea for my high school movie, which was apocalyptic kung fu movie, but it wasn't exactly the same thing.
So currently the
nor were any of us nearly as good at martial arts.
Andrew went to an art high school, so that one, it was his senior project to make movies, but specifically this one. So one thing to say is that the narrative, and Andrew explained this to me because I'm like, what are we doing right now? Which is just like we're running through the forest, and then each time we like hop over each other, similar to like parks where you like, or you always have to go like ahead. You pick up new bad guys that are like following you, and then you decide to engage when you do. So we're running through the forest right now.
So these are like the mobs that are just like chasing you, and then when there's enough of them, you turn around and you try to kill as many as you can. Which let's see how this goes. So I only have 2 dice right now, which I don't know if I should have.
While Andrew rolls.
Done this. So I got a 6 to kill.
Have Meeple, what are your favorite Netflix rom-coms? I want to know. I am like very much in that mood right now, is like for those Netflix rom-coms. So I'd love to know your favorites. Board at Home, I think it's because my wife was on a dance team in high school. I know a lot of dancers and cheerleaders, and it's all so true. Yes, totally. My cousins were all in like they weren't in a couple of them were in the dance crews, but a lot of them were in like drill, like with the or drill or like flags with that type of thing. So like I would hear like various stories about the like not the infighting, but also the like rivalries between the teams and the different like schools. So it's just fun. It's like it's a fun dynamic.
So I'm gonna just explain what I'm doing for the fight real quick. So I rolled my dice. I rolled well because they are numbers that were needed on the monsters, and so my 5 goes on this guy and kills him, and my 6 goes on this guy and kills them. And so when I flip them over into loot over here, they have a little gem up there, so it's a blue gem for this one, and that means I get to move one of my blue gems up 1 level here. So that can potentially
that's the like skill level up.
Unlock skills, and then I get boots or shoes, and then this person has a helmet, so they give me 1 red gem and then flip over into this cool Robin Hood hat. And
that's a green gem, so you get to move up a green?
Yes, green. You're right.
Nice.
And so I just had 1 green gem on this one. So it unlocks the stamina piece here, and then I have an additional stamina for the future. Now, there's still 2 monsters in my area, so they're going to do damage to me at this point. They each do 1 damage by this little teardrop at the bottom. I'm not going to get too deep in I'm getting way too deep in the rules. All right. Anyway, they do damage. I need to block the damage, and then you go.
Almost Famous is a recommendation. Just watch Step It Up 2. I also like dance movies. I don't know, dance movies and like sports movies, they're all in that same like that mood that I want to be in. Yeah, I love those.
Did you mention Tricky 20's Maximum Overdrive?
No, I didn't see that.
Tricky 20's talking about Maximum Overdrive. We need a Tricky 20's neighbor of the stream.
Friend of the stream.
And we gotta watch it sometime because I've never seen it.
2, 3. Okay.
AC/DC sounds great. And then K-Pax says he wants to watch all those. Another friend of the stream. He was actually in the stream last week. If you look at our recordings, he played Trekking the World with us,
and he was
helping us test out playing online together. So
yeah, because we've never played online, like the virtual. I don't know how you say virtual versions of the board games
on Board Game Arena.
Board Game Arena. That's the first time I played on Board Game Arena, and that's the first time I played had someone stream in. I don't know if that makes sense. Video in. He is the provider of the lights. So you can see our game actually. But yeah, Maximum Overdrive, that might be a good. These are all really good games. I think I realized I was watching a lot of heavy stuff, and I think I just need like stuff that's just
break.
That's just
break from the heavy stuff.
An equivalent of the movie equivalent of donuts. This is the board game equivalent of donuts.
K-Pax says viewing party Max Overdrive. I am in.
Yes. Okay, so I just got bear hide boots. I don't know if you guys play or are familiar with what's that game you were playing where you were trying to fight a bear?
There's a lot of games you fight bears.
You were trying to get like a bear hat.
Red Dead Redemption?
Yeah, Andrew was playing Red Dead Redemption. Yeah. I was watching it. And now
I did get the bear hat.
You did get the bear hat.
Very nice.
We went very off story and we're trying to get this bear hat. This is what I'm motivated by. Is accessories and gear. And then whatever. Oh, you said this, but by the rules. But I was not able because I only had 2 dice to fight this scary, looks like a Demogorgon type of character, and then this skeleton archer. So they hit me for 2, which I can block for 2 like that, or do I have to do 2 like this?
They're connected, so it takes 2. Yeah.
Okay.
So our characters have abilities that we use either our stamina or our mana focus on, and we cover them up and we get that ability. So there's little shields here we cover up. But K-Pax says, rolling good time traveling the world of board game spam last week. Yes, it was. I had a ton of fun as well. Trekking the World, another great light game, popcorn flip type, just very satisfying moves and light amount of interaction and really beautiful cards.
And really good implementation on Board Game Arena.
Yeah.
Which is, it's very similar to the game that we first got started on board games. One of our gateway games, which was Ticket to Ride. And actually, Ticket to Ride was that was the first probably board game app that I played, and we played it.
Fighting again.
Nice. We played it during. We had a friend that was graduating, or some friends that were graduating, and we played the pass and play. And graduations, especially in college, are very long, and that graduation went by so quick because we played like 2 games of Ticket to Ride. But I just like how clear the goals are for Ticket to Ride. So it's a great gateway game. And the reason we actually up in Green Lake area in Seattle, they had a board game place that unfortunately closed, but they rented out board games for free. Honestly, we were like, how do we give you our ID card as collateral? And they're like, just bring it back. That's what they said. And we were like, okay. And they didn't really have a lot of space, so we brought it to a grocery store, which had outdoor seating a couple blocks away, and we played Ticket to Ride. And then we were like, this is the start of something, I'm sure. And
Kevin Meeple says the racing down the board aspect of this game is very interesting. Yeah, it's very much a race because if you can get to the boss first, you're penalized for being slower, but you have to stop to fight the guys. So you're trying to stay with pace with everyone else. So you're either moving, you're fighting, or you're resting. And resting is when you do all your leveling up stuff. So you have to do all 3 of them at some time, but you don't want to be doing it. You don't want to be fighting or resting much more than your opponent, because then you're going to end up slower.
Which is definitely how I got hurt. That definitely is the tension for me, Kev Meeple, because even with video games, I'm obsessively trying to maintain, and you can go ahead, maintain full health all the time. And Andrew's like, you gotta be okay with being partially hurt, and I just don't like being.
I'm resting.
You're resting?
Yeah.
I don't like being that hurt, so it's with this game I have to keep moving, and I can't just keep fight, rest, as much as I would like to. So I'm equipping my boots while you do that. I should have done it earlier, but I was talking about my fears of partial. It's I liken it to not wanting your phone to be a certain level of charge before leaving the house. Makes you a little nervous. I typically don't mind, but in the before times, before COVID, I just don't remember where anything is, so I really need my phone to be charged for just map purposes.
And don't forget you get access to that white gem, and then that gives you that.
Oh, when do I get that?
The first thing you equip.
Oh, cool.
You can use it.
I did.
Yeah. As long as you've equipped one thing, you get it then.
Oh no, then I could have. Well, that's okay. That was my fault. I could have rolled that one before, because I just got this.
No, because resting is an action. You can't equip before resting.
Oh, well, that's what I'm doing right now. It's resting. Sorry.
Yeah. Were you trying to do that?
As part of my thing. But this is
I'm
the part of the stream where Pia accidentally cheats or does things. Actually, I don't really cheat. I do things out of turn.
You gotta stay organized.
I am not organized. My player board is always a mess. K-Pax is also a messy board game player. I've seen it on Board Game, our tabletop simulator. It's a mess. But it's pretty funny. Okay, let's see.
Invader still says he plays Downforce a lot on Board Game Arena. Yes. I have not played that yet. Although I've heard generally good things about it. It's a re-implementation of an old game, right? Sometimes I wonder, because my dad does not play a lot of board games, but or really any, but he talks about being a kid and having a racing board game, and sometimes I think maybe it was Downforce. But that would have been a really old board game, so let me know how old it is if you if you know.
Okay. I need to fight some things. Actually, shoot, I could have done this. Okay, I'm fighting.
Oh, I was
again.
supposed to add one of these guys.
I'm fighting. I killed this Demogorgon. My character kind of reminds me of Princess Jasmine, so I've been calling her Princess
Don't
Jasmine.
forget to get your gems.
Yep, and then I'm moving my gems up, and I'm resting and getting
No,
all.
you're not resting.
Oh.
Your action was to fight.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Remember,
Tell
your
me
three
what it
actions are:
Oh, here it is.
you move, or you fight, or you rest.
The poor people who made this player aid, and they're like, "This is gonna be so helpful for people." And
It's
then...
very clear. There's just 3 words you're paying attention to.
And I'm like, I'm ignoring it.
Herbs Gambit's in the house. What up?
Hey, Herbs Gambit.
How you doing, man? I am moving, and I am grabbing a monster. We are playing Sanctum tonight.
We've described it as a popcorn flick movie. We've described it as donuts. We've
Diablo-esque.
described it as Diablo. I don't know why we need to explain it in different terms. If it was
the
a
more
food,
terms, the better.
if it was a video game, it would be Diablo. If it was a food, it would be donuts. If it was a movie,
I think we should do this for every board game we play.
yes.
We should describe it as a donut, as a movie, and as a video game.
Not donut, like a food.
Oh yeah, not a donut. Yeah, a food.
I don't know if there's enough donuts.
There's
to
not
like
enough
describe.
donuts.
Okay,
I have more
I'm gonna rest. That's it.
board games than there are varieties of donuts.
And
Yeah,
then
the art style is very much like Diablo, and it's made by. If you've ever played Adrenaline, it's made by the same person, Philip Neduk, and I'm not sure if that's pronouncing it right, but check Games Edition. So
and we played Adrenaline for the first time, or a couple times with Duke of Frank and Duchess of Frank, friends of the stream. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I rested.
Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna trade this in for a potion.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. Oh, where are the gems?
Potions are up there.
Oh, sorry.
Are you looking for the gems?
Oh no, I don't know why I was looking for gems. Okay, go ahead.
I am gonna fight.
Beyond Dead, thanks for joining us and thanks for helping us with the audio earlier. Have a good night.
Yeah, have a good night, Beyond Dead. All right, so I've got 2, 3, and 4.
While you do that, Herbs Game, we finally played Sleeping Gods. It was so fun. It really helped seeing you play the player what is it? The like print and play version of it. I'm so bad with rules. I think it's just the amount of rules up front. My mind starts wandering. So it was so good to watch it. Herbs Gambit is a streamer, and he streamed recently Sleeping Gods and other board games. So check him out if you are not following him already. But it was so fun. I ambitiously wanted to leave the board game out because I was like, let's try to play again tomorrow morning. And then our kid was needing a little more attention, so we had to put it away. But it's like a game that I just want to leave out all the time. Hopefully our cat doesn't mess it up, because
she was trying.
She was trying to move all those command tokens, but it was so fun. So I really appreciate you streaming that print and play. It made our first playthrough so much more smooth. Ooh. Okay, you good?
I'm good. I did a fight. Ooh, wait, no, actually, sorry. I need to block that 1 damage. There we go. Sorry.
Okay. I'm gonna go here, and then level 2 type of bad guy, kind of like a Balrog of Morgoth looking guy, comes out, and then I'm gonna try. I'm not try to get some better loot. So I'm gonna fight this guy.
Nice.
That's my wait. No. I'm gonna fight this guy. Ooh, this guy's got like this guy's a bit like a Death Eater type of look. I don't know if it's clear. It's hard to like. It's a little blurry to me. But Death Eater with a skull and like bone hands.
But yeah, people, if you're not following Herb's Gambit, definitely go check out his stream. He's very fun to watch.
I don't know if I know how to do a shout out.
Exclamation point SO at Herb's Gambit.
Okay, let's try and see if this works.
I've just seen people do it. We haven't done it yet. I think it has to be an S.
You can go ahead. Oh.
Anyways. Gonna go here.
This is another thing we're gonna Google.
We're learning things as we go.
Is this correct? Check it out. No, look at here.
SO and then probably at Herb's Gambit.
All right.
Face.
Watch me just spam the. It's actually been really fun. I think that one of the things. Just find him.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah. Open a new tab and find him. We'll figure out how to do that.
That's actually been one of the things that I've been enjoying. With streaming.
Okay, yeah. Board at home. We gotta add the
Board at home.
extension.
Thank you. And actually it was who was it? Rolling with Rock last night. I saw him like do the SO, the shout out thing.
Hold up. I got a level 2 ability.
Ooh.
Which
No.
gets me this, and I have.
What am I doing?
3 abilities. Yes.
I need to unlock more die.
So, if you're the first to do certain things, you get these achievements, which help you in the last fight. So, I just forgot about a couple that I got. So I moved there. I grabbed my guy, and now I am on the last spot of this board, and so everything flips over and it becomes loot. So I opened a treasure chest. And then we each select one piece of loot from all this stuff to get. So I get to select first. There's no armor. What the heck?
Well, while you look there, thanks, Board at Home and Invader Sale. Yeah, that's been a fun thing about just learning to stream. It's kind of like we're activating our learning brains, where we're just like learning a new skill, learning new things. So we appreciate when people kind of point things out like that. Because I'm like, I see people doing that, but I don't know how to do it. Let's just try it out. Or we Google it. But,
So next time, Herbs, you'll just have to come back, and then we'll have Stream Elements extension installed, and then we'll be able to do
a proper shout out
for you.
With correct links and everything. Yeah, but Rolling with Rock, he was so great about doing those shout outs. And I was like, dang it, I need to figure out how to do that. And thanks for
Yeah, thanks for the thought.
We were hiding amongst the other streams at 9 o'clock. But that's okay. So I get to pick any loot, you said?
Also, yeah, Ruel, who won? Who won your Pusheen game?
We need to know.
We always get to see the start of Ruel's streams, but we don't ever get to see the end of them. It's kind of our hype stream right before we get on
but
air.
Someone's usually either eating or feeding the baby. Yep.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so this all comes up.
Are we leaving the nice, colorful forest soon?
Yeah, we are.
Okay, this isn't like it just is an example of how much we're talking right now because we have taken so long to get through this piece, but hopefully we can get to here and then everyone gets to see how the map changes because it's really fun.
I think we'll make it.
Yeah.
I think we'll do
it. My turn?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go. I mean, I have to go here, right? To fight. Oh, wait, no.
You could fight, rest, or.
I need to fight because this Death Eater is way. I don't have enough dice to fight this Death Eater. Okay. Ooh. 3, so 6, and
Ruel says Michelle won twice.
Ooh,
So that
nice
means I
work,
throw away
Michelle.
the game. Yay, LOL.
that's hilarious. And then-
Kumi's here. Hey, Kumi. Welcome to the stream.
welcome, Kumi. I am gonna do +2. Actually, I've never heard the term dice chucker until I heard you use that term, Ruel. So this is a dice chucker game, and that's why it's very fun for me because I love dice chucking. And I'm done.
Yeah. And Vader Seal, you're right. The party is just getting started here.
Yeah, the map is about to turn. We are in this colorful, hopeful, optimistic place. You know, the waters are blue. The grass is lush.
I'm staying here and fighting though. Sorry, I'm not gonna move yet.
And then we're heading into the corrupted forest.
All right, here we go.
If you just joined the stream, we were talking about guilty pleasures because we played this for the first time yesterday, and we felt like it was just so fun. And so like the turns are just really satisfying. You get a lot of loot, and it made us feel like it was like a guilty pleasure movie. So we were talking about Bring It On as a guilty pleasure movie.
Yeah, if you have a guilty pleasure movie that that you love, throw it in the chat there because that's our side topic tonight. That's getting us distracted. All right. So I killed these two guys, but I had to use both my rage tokens. So, anyways, that's 2 greens and 1 red, which gets me that. Yes, more stamina. Give me all the stamina. And your turn.
Okay. I guess unless I heal and equip,
We said, please don't make me add another game to my need to buy list. This is Sanctum. You don't need to buy this one. It has had more mixed reviews out there, which I almost traded it away before we got a chance to play it. Because I'd owned it for a while, and I had bought it, super hyped about it, hearing good things before it came out, and then I saw a bunch of reviews that were a little less positive. So I asked Pia last week. I was like, hey, before I trade this, can we at least give it a try? Gave it a try and really enjoyed it. But it's definitely a certain flavor of game. Lots of dice rolling, not a super deep strategy, but it's just like everything you do is fun. So think like Zombie Side or something where it's just like you're just doing fun, having fun turns. And usually at the end, it's not like the most competitive game. So it's like I care if I win, but it's not like a game that has like really intense strategy
or like high tension.
Yeah,
would you say?
Yeah.
Which that's the funny thing. I think we save a lot of games because they are like high tension and like critically acclaimed. But I'm not always in the mood for those games. I feel like sometimes at the end of the workday, I don't want high tension games. I want donuts.
All right, so P, you've got to sing Kumi's Ruel song. She said to the tune of Jolene. I don't know the song Jolene.
Jolene, I don't know. That's so bad because that is a very popular.
Is it my turn?
No, I have a question for you. But that's a popular karaoke song, and there's certain songs that I don't know why I know it, but it's because it's a popular karaoke song. But for some reason I can't think of that off the top of my head. So question for you. I think I need to go here.
That's a good question.
So then if I go here, does it generate 5?
It generates
okay.
the whole board. So that's one of those.
Ruel just found that song recently.
Okay.
Paycheck is a good light film. Paycheck. I'm not familiar with Paycheck. Do you know that movie?
I haven't heard that one either. Tell us a little bit about it though.
It's a popcorn flick, and I don't feel very guilty loving it, but I love sports movies. One of my favorite movies is The Sandlot.
All right, so this is sorry.
Sorry, we're all over the place.
Oh wait, I'm not off the board yet.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm here forging ahead.
Grab your enemies.
I think I need a I need to fight some blue characters so I can get.
Morel's asked about our go-to karaoke song. Did you read that? Yeah.
I did not.
Did you see that? Michelle and I live more than words. She does most of the singing.
Oh,
though.
yes.
Last time we were in the Philippines, we picked up our very own karaoke machine. This was 2019 December, and we got to use it once. And
Pandemic.
then pandemic. Did it just because the pandemic knew we just got our karaoke machine. That was the
We had
the whole reason.
We had a really old Magic Sing that was from my parents, and actually, it's okay that it was old because everyone wanted to sing the 80s, 90s, early 2000s songs, anyways. But there was all these Christmas sales when we were in the Philippines, so we're like, hey, we're gonna get the updated new karaoke system. Yeah, used it one time in January. And then lockdown and singing very loudly with your friends at home with drinks is not a good COVID approved.
It's probably gonna be one of the last things that come back. What's our karaoke song?
Well, Andrew had
I have a little set list that I like, but
he had a set list that he had you had a strategy.
Sorry. So what I'm doing here is, so we got to this board, so this one slides down.
Corrupted Forest.
We're in the Corrupted Forest, and then we grab. Can you grab me that one there?
I don't think that's it yet.
Yes. Yes.
Oh wow! And this is the boss fight.
Yeah, that's the board right before the boss fight.
Right before the boss fight.
Yeah.
So this is the part in the video game where if this was a video game, I would have a harder time seeing the screen and the details because it just gets so dark. The contrast is low. I would liken it to the Game of Thrones finale in terms of like I can't see anything. Like so it's your turn or is it my turn?
I just went.
Okay, I'm gonna fight these bad guys.
Bojan says paycheck by Ben Affleck plays a gifted man for hire who can deconstruct people's tech and rebuild it better. Oh,
Ooh.
Nice. That sounds fun.
I'm gonna have to look it up.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's on like one of the streaming
Yeah, is
services.
it on any of the streaming services?
Bonjon is in the
Oh, but
UK,
you're in the
though.
UK, so your streaming services
I'm gonna
are
look
be
it up.
different. Yeah.
I love any like story
Oh,
like
Legend
narratives
DM,
like that.
DM is eating some mint chocolate chip ice cream. Ooh, that sounds good.
We have mint Oreos.
We do have mint Oreos, and then we ate. I don't know if you've ever seen the fish shaped ice cream, with the fish shaped wafer on the outside. It's like ice cream, red bean paste, and the cone is shaped like a fish.
I don't know why.
Super good. We ate one earlier today, and then I wanted to fall asleep. So, taiyaki, yes, so good.
That's the word.
Yes, we. It was funny. We had a couple packs of them a few months ago, and we quickly went through, and then there was one left, and neither of us wanted to touch it for months because we're like, we don't want to be out of it.
Well, also we like the better Asian markets from like where we live are a little bit further out, so we like didn't want to just we wanted to limit when we were going to the grocery store, but that it's the problem one has like with candy, like Halloween candy, when you save it.
Yeah.
You save it, and then then it's no good because you waited 4 months.
We've got a Bones John gifted a sub to both Kumi and Legends DM.
Oh, thanks.
So of course we've got the Monkey King coming out here to thank you, Bones John. Monkey King says, "Thank you, Bones John." And you got the big lovey eyes, and then he says, "Thank you, Bones John," one more time. And a little bit angrier eyes. I don't know why he got angry. So let's do it one more time. There we go. Thank you, Bones John. Monkey King.
Man, I rolled terribly.
For all of you that are subscribers, you guys have access to one emote right now, which is the popcorn emote. But we have 2 more that are being under pending review right now by the Twitch board or whoever reviews it in Twitch. And they
The
are
Twitch gods.
the Twitch gods. We'll give you a sneak peek before we.
Oh my gosh.
Can we give them a sneak peek?
Andrew.
I love giving the sneak peek. It's so much fun. They're really good. I was just cracking up.
I drew them, and Andrew is very supportive and is very like, I love them, and I get so embarrassed.
It's not even for the support. They're just legitimately that good. And I'm so excited to use them.
You're funny. I rolled so terribly. I can't fix it. It's so this Death Eater is gonna attack me. Okay. I can't do anything. Oh wait, plus minus. Oh, I can do. No, I can't. I haven't unlocked that ability yet. Okay. Well, nothing.
Oh, I've got
That's
the
it.
2 greens and 2 reds. Gems.
Okay, this is already bad. I feel like
I'm
Andrew's
getting all the achievements.
This is not good. Okay, Andrew, your turn. I was too distracted thinking about Bring It On and other.
I am. Ooh. I'm moving one more time. We both get an extra die. So when we get to this part of the board, we all get another die, which is just fun.
Gambit says, I work at home currently, but I missed working in Little Tokyo, Los Angeles, for some amazing food. Yeah, totally. I feel like I didn't realize that there were so many aspects of my job, like there's a really good Nepali place near my work. And I just love every other week I would get some food there. Yeah, it just like adds a little bit of variety, to specifically work, but also just what you're eating. I'm gonna roll again. I gotta beat this Death Eater. Why am I rolling so poorly? I usually am a very good roller. Okay.
Legends DM says they have 2 other snacks currently: Cheez-Its and Lay's potato chips.
Ooh.
Are those standard Lay's, or are they sour cream and onion, or what type of Lay's are we talking about? But
Andrew wants the detail.
I need the detail. Herb's Gambit Alhambra is in Alhambra, which is great, and weights are minimal.
Oh my gosh, I can't. I'm rolling so poorly.
Okay. Oh, that's in response to Ruel's question about the restaurant. Got it. I thought you were talking about Alhambra, the board game. I was like, there's weights in the board game? Legends Game, regular Lay's. Yes. I remember being in middle school and discovering that you could dip Lay's into ranch sauce, which I don't do anymore, but it blew my mind. I was like, what? You can make this salty chip even more rich?
Okay, your turn. I'm stuck. This Death Eater is the bane of my trip in this forest.
Okay. I think I might need to. I'm gonna rest before I fight because all my abilities are covered up right now. So rest.
Ooh, mochi ice cream, very tasty. Sour Patch Kids. Board at Home, that is one of my favorite. To the point where I remember I would eat so much, and then when you the roof of your mouth gets kind of raw when you have too much sour candy. It's like a fine line. I always just walk up right to the edge of the line for Sour Patch Kids.
Oh, I'm getting all the wrong equipment. I have so much stamina, but no focus. Classic barbarian over here. All right.
Lime coriander flavor. I have never had that, but that sounds really good.
So, Ruel, here's a teaser for the emote that we're going to show you guys later. One of our emotes has to do with food, so I'm very excited to use it when in when people are talking about food.
When food themed conversation,
Yeah.
I would have never thought that there are so much food themed conversations on Twitch or on board game streams, but then I was pleasantly surprised. Well, usually I think even before that, I use
Ooh,
an app.
Sean emote.
Oh, Johnny, that would be great.
That would be great. It is not, unfortunately,
Um,
but that's a great idea.
I don't know why, but like we would use like the Marco Polo app with friends, and I always wanted to know what people were eating. It was just like living vicariously through them, like, and I wanted all the details too. I was like, I want to know the sides as well as the main dish. I'm gonna roll again. I just keep fighting. Well, actually, no, because I need to heal. I need to heal. Can I heal while this person's out here? I'm just getting.
Yeah. You
Okay,
can rest.
destroyed.
You can
Okay, I'm gonna
take
rest.
action to rest. Yeah.
Which I never really understand how that works because like you're in the middle of a fight and then you rest.
We discussed this yesterday. Since this is a simulation of a video game, Diablo, the rest action in this is like when you pause and you go into your menu and you move things around in your menu.
Okay.
So
That's
you can be
true.
fighting people and do that. Earth Gannett says board games and food are similar. Gets people together to share something good.
Ooh,
That is
yeah.
a great way, and on a table as well. Not that you always eat at a table, but that is a great.
That makes sense for
Great
sure. Ooh, war axe. I think I need this war axe. I'm gonna trade out my short bow. Princess Jasmine does not really like the short bow and would rather be using this war axe. Wait, I could be using both of them. No. I need the flexibility of the martial arts.
Yeah.
I'm a war axe wielding, martial arts practicing Princess Jasmine.
All right, and you're finishing up your equips. I'm gonna attack these bad boys in the line here, the lineup, the fight lineup. Ooh, perfect. I got that guy. This guy.
Hey, Pig! I just saw you in here until Stray Pizza lands on the board.
-3 for that guy.
A spam can emote is something we have been thinking about. That's the interesting thing about like making emotes is like just and this is just a good excuse to just mess around on Procreate, at least for me. But like the pixel limitation is like is definitely like a constraint that is like I have an idea and I'll start making it and I was like, oh man, it's too much detail for like such a small little image. So I definitely want to we have a couple of friends that are like graphic designers and whatnot, and their part of me is like, oh, we can just tell them what to make, but then it's also a good opportunity to just like use the stream as a excuse to like play around with Procreate and drawing, which I've always liked doing, but I've just never put enough time. I've never not put enough time. I've never set aside enough time to like mess around and make stuff with it. But a spam cam is like definitely one we've talked about. I could easily make it too because I have a couple of spam drawings. But
Aha.
menu: spam, egg, and chips. Egg, spam, and chips. Eggs, chips, egg, and spam. Or spam, spam, and spam. Bye, Ruel. Thanks for dropping
Bye.
in.
Thanks for joining us.
Legends. Salt and popcorn. Salt and popcorn. Salt and popcorn. Thanks, Ruel. Let's see. Bye, Ruel. We are so behind on this. Yes, we Legend SDM. We have watched Ruel on his stream. It is super awesome. He's one of the first Twitch streamers I found, and actually, it was originally I found him on Instagram, or maybe it wasn't Instagram. I actually saw him, or Meepleville had interviewed him, and then I found him on Instagram afterwards, and then I found Twitch after that. I just didn't realize that people were playing board games on Twitch. I only thought it was like a video game thing. I'm not doing well. Let's just say that. Andrew has collected 3 achievements. Okay. You know what? It's because I've been rolling poorly. and that's gonna change. Everybody, watch this comeback. Okay.
Kevin people asked, did you draw the profile pic for your own Twitter? It looks awesome. Thanks. Yeah, that was Pia. She drew that all on her own.
Yeah, it's been a fun thing to try.
She just needs to watch Fight Club now.
I haven't watched Fight Club, and Andrew would not tell me anything about Fight Club. Like,
you just have to experience it for the first time.
well, that's
There's
the
a lot
rules of
spoilers,
Fight Club, right? That
That's-
you're not supposed to tell me.
Exactly.
It was very frustrating because I was like, Andrew, please just, no one will know. Andrew was like refusing to tell me anything about it. And then I beat that guy, so I move up to blue, and then, yep, that's it.
Legends DM, have you watched Bored at Home? He is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We watched the other day for the first time. It's been like really great. I see people on chat, and then I just assume that they are also like streaming as well. But I like try to click. I think it's from my phone. It's not really. Usually I'm with our kid, so like I'm not the most like I can't really manipulate my phone very well.
And that brings this out.
But we've been finding so many streamers. It really has been the plot twist of 2021, which is I got super into Twitch, and board game Twitch, and slowly finding all the people. I think it's because I've been just looking for people to like watch, specifically when we're with our kid. Like I'll watch TV shows, but sometimes we just get interrupted frequently, because of our newborn. So
Twitch is so easy to pay attention to for a little while, and then maybe you go do the dishes, or you have to get distracted for a little while, and then you come back.
My shoes are pretty good. I need and the nice thing about these is that the monsters can kind of give you a hint about what type of item or loot they're gonna drop. So I'm gonna try and get this monster.
Ooh, pigs in the house. Private Investigator. He is talking about his stream. Did you mention this?
No, not
Oh
yet.
yeah, definitely shout out to Private Investigator.
We would do a shout out, but we are googling how to set that up.
Yes, we're
next
still
time.
setting that up. So go check him out. If pull him open in a different tab. He plays games with the chat, which is super interactive and fun. I've been able to join once or twice and always had a good time. So, Legends out here promoting all the fun streams.
Yeah.
Seriously, yeah.
Legend SDM. Hype man.
Bones John won Mysterium in Pig's stream. Congratulations. Mysterium is such a great game.
I really like it. It's one of the games that I feel like there's a couple of our friends or family that are like not super into board games because I don't think they want to engage, like they want their social time to be not highly like strategic or competitive, just kind of fun. Yeah, it's your turn. Like they want like an experience or an activity, and Mysterium definitely like fits that criteria. We really like it.
Fighting. Oh, these were supposed
Andrew has, I don't know if you guys can see, he has so much loot. Like, look at all the loot.
I need to be
bought a lot.
I need to turn those things into potions. Next time I rest.
Oh, Legend SCM. The follower of 80 board game streamers. We'll have to like, I'll have to find out more.
Are these purple?
What?
Are these purple?
That's purple, yes. Purple means you can use mana
Is there any
or
other
potions.
Purples on
This
the
is
board?
purple. This is Andrew's color blindness.
I thought those were blue this whole time. I was like, I have so many reds I can't use. All right.
He is red, green,
I'm
colorblind.
green colorblind. Yep.
And you'd think that I would win more because of these type of errors.
And this is blue, right?
That is blue, yeah.
Okay. Just want to know what my options are, you know?
Yeah.
Plus or minus 2, and I need a 3, so I'm going to change this 5 into a 3.
You can get Mubot and create a... Yes, yeah, they were saying that that earlier. Big. Yeah, I'm learning so much because I think I just see people have that on their stream and I'm like, how did that happen? Is that just... Do I just write SO? I tried it earlier with the herbs game, but it did not work. But everyone helped me figure it out.
So 3 reds. 1, 2.
Oh, it's part of the default command. You need move bot first. Oh, okay. Yeah, one of the things, I mean, every stream, I feel like we add a little bit more. Like, for a while, Andrew was the only one who could see chat. So, all our early streams, I'm just, doing this in his personal space, trying to look at the computer that's over on this side. So now I can see, but, because I didn't realize that I could pull up chat on my own, on another, screen. Are you good?
Yep, I'm good.
Okay, I need...
Invader Steel's gonna plan on bringing a stream back one of these days.
Yeah.
Board at home right here. Shout out earlier from Legends DM. Yes, I always click on chat names to check if they're streaming too. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's something that Board at Home was mentioning too about the kind of the social aspect of Twitch that's been really fun. We've really enjoyed and didn't really realize how the interactivity of Twitch is really really fun, because usually we just post things on Instagram, and we still like it because it's just fun to document what we've been playing, and just I like the photography medium part, and it's just fun to capture this stage of life where we have a newborn and we're going through our games during this pandemic. But it's the interaction, the text interaction is just limited on Instagram. So when we started watching Twitch, and you see people in chat and they share things that they're excited about, games they're interested in, and then you see them again in different chats, in different streams, or they're streaming. It's so fun. I think I've been talking to all my friends who are who are so far away from the Twitch world, and I don't think they fully understand why I'm so hyped about it. But I don't know. There's something about it that's really fun and special.
Yeah, Bone John said he tried live streaming yesterday, but got spammed by a French bot.
No, that's a bummer.
Dubious links asking if we wanted to be famous. Oh no, that was your only viewer.
Man.
Yeah, if we see, we're following you, so I think we get notifications. So if it's a time that obviously we're
the timing part is tough.
But we'll definitely come check out your stream. That sounds good. Great
and
job.
We promise to not be a French bot.
We'll be spam, but we'll be the good type of spam.
And I'm flipping this to make it the number I want to be.
Pig's gonna figure out to do a scoreboard to put the win rates for him and his partner.
Ooh, that's
a great
cool.
idea.
Okay, I'm done. That was a long turn for me. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
It was a tough Balrog looking guy.
I'm resting, so
I just want the chat to see the bad guy.
The bad guy you just killed?
Oh, it's kind of hard to see. We experimented with a side camera, so you can do close-ups, and it worked last stream, but I was in charge of setting up the stuff today because our kid was just having a little bit of a fussier day. He was just a little lonely, so Andrew was giving him some extra attention, but that meant I had to put together all the cameras and lights, and I did not connect the microphone, and I did not set up a couple of wires. Probably, you can probably show me at another time so I can actually set it up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's not hard.
But it was nice because that we played a game called Far Away, and they had really fun art that kind of reminded you of any kind of that art style that when people are exploring and documenting the different animals that they encounter. So imagine I don't know, Lewis and Clark or something, drawing the animals. But the art was it was really low contrast, and the lines were really fine, and the cards were this small. So we experimented and figured out how to do that close-up cam, but I did not know how to set it up for today. But then that means you guys can't see all the bad guys we're beating. But next time.
And you can start your turn. I'm just upgrading my stuff.
Okay. I'm gonna go here, and that will spawn these guys, right? This guy and this guy. And then I want to fight. Okay, let's see. Oh, I can move up 3. 1, 2, 3. I didn't do that. I'm doing a bad job of upgrading my stuff. But you're doing a much better. Andrew has learned from me because I did win last time? I feel like you're doing all the things I was doing last time, and I'm not doing them today. Let's see.
These 4 things are going to get turned into potions.
I need to fight some monsters that give me blue upgrades. Oh wait, I have Shadow Dance. I uncovered that. So, I mean, I haven't really been able to use it. Okay. I should get... Oh, and I uncovered this one too. Oh my gosh. It doesn't really matter because it's just resources I wasn't using. Let's see. Okay. We are setting up our...
Did you equip first or did I equip first?
You did.
Okay. These.
Man, I should have said... No one in the chat would say...
Yeah, anyone want to play back the reel? I'm just stacking up all the...
Man, Andrew's like fully equipped, and I don't have as many...
Pig asked if we sorted out the USB issue. We did. We got a powered hub. So
yeah, it's been interesting to slowly get and acquire various things that we need because we're like, this is gonna be fine, right? And then we're like, no, this isn't gonna work. Let's see.
Kumi, I really love your stream so far. Thanks. Oh yeah, Far Away.
Yeah, that was a really fun one.
Yeah, it was a particularly fun game to play.
It was so fun to see you so hyped about it, Kumi. I definitely play off that energy too. And it's just a fun game, and I love those small publishers too.
Oh, you got to the end.
Yeah.
Did you grab your enemy yet? Or are you doing that right now?
I'm grabbing my enemy now.
And then you open the treasure chest.
Ooh, nice. I'm trying to figure out what I need to level up, and I need some blue guys. So I'm gonna go with this guy.
Legend DM says he played Cubitos against my brother 3 times this past weekend. That is still in the mail for us. We pre-ordered it a while back along with this game, Formosa Tea and a few others. So that's going to be coming this week, hopefully. So let us know what you thought. I've heard really good things about Cubitos. So we love AEG as a publisher, just in general. So
yeah, that was I don't know how people, like, when they first got in the hobby, how they found games. For a while, Andrew didn't even know about BGG. What? Is that BGG? See, I don't even know the name.
Working Key?
Yeah, BGG, and he just went off of publishers. So the publishers, people would ask us, like, how do you find your games? You just go to a store? And Andrew's like, I follow publishers, and I think when we were early in the hobby, I grabbed this, by the way, so I don't know if we flip.
So yeah, now they all flip, and we grab our treasure here, and there's a few questions.
But so we started with the publishers. We started with more where, like, what is the age? Or
Days of Wonder.
Days of Wonder, and then afterwards we bought a lot of AEG games. Those were, I think, would you say those were 2 that we read?
They were, yeah, our 2 of our early things. So Kumi's asking if the bottom half of this area is our character. So this side is our character, what's equipped to them. And you equip things with these gems that are these little pieces that you see here, and then
you get these gems from, like, completing missions. So I already showed people earlier, but I need everyone to see my bear hide boots that I got.
And then you use these discs here to cover up abilities on the cards, and so those are things like plus or minus 2 or 3 or 1
to your dice roll.
To your dice rolls, yeah.
Which is why I was telling Andrew in the chat earlier. This is, it feels like a guilty pleasure, like, game where you get a lot of options. Even if your dice roll is bad, you can adjust the dice roll with a lot of different things using your equipment or abilities.
Pig said he's lurking while working, so yeah, thanks, Pig.
Thanks for looking.
Yeah. And Bones John was talking to him about Wreckfest.
Yeah, I think I like dice chuckers and I like games that, like, you can just adjust. You play certain actions where you adjust your dice roll, because it feels like you're like controlling and rewriting, like, destiny or fate.
Pig is I think the second time he said it. Happy Spamily emote is an idea for an emote.
I'm sorry, I missed that earlier. I'm glad you repeated it, Pig.
Also, Will Wheaton's Tabletop, another great show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Kev Meeple, YouTube reviewers. Yeah, the first Shut Up and Sit Down was the first kind of YouTube channel. I guess it wasn't YouTube at the time, but
were they just on their own website?
Yeah, they were on their website, and I don't think things were updated on YouTube until later. But anyways, I watched a lot of their stuff. That's
Kev Meeple, what are your favorite reviewers?
Yeah, if anyone has any good podcasts or YouTubes, throw them in there. My favorite are Shut Up and Sit Down, Board Game Barrage, and No Pun Included, I think, are the ones that I kind of connect with. No Pun Included just did a really amazing episode about colonialism as a theme in board games, and a good way to kind of approach that. And I thought it was very thoughtful.
Good conversation.
Good conversation starter,
happening.
Yeah, conversation that's been happening for a while, but I think he did a very well researched take on it. Invader Sil Tabletop, that was a good show. Yeah, I forgot about Tabletop. That was one of the first shows that we started watching too. Bones John, Dice Tower, YouTube, and Facebook for my awareness games. Pig, Tabletop. They do board game shows still, but doesn't have any of the same energy. Oh, okay, yeah, feels forced and plastic. Yeah, I think different channels speak to different people in different ways. I know Geek and Sundry has a big crowd. I haven't watched too much of their stuff, but I think that was somehow connected to maybe Tabletop. I could be wrong. Legends DM favorite is AEG Games. Guildhall Adventures of the Temple of Chak and Master's Trial, Tiny Towns. I have not heard of two of those, but I played Guildhall and Tiny Towns. I really enjoyed as well. Kev Meeple, there are so many games, it's hard to keep them. That is very true. I think one interesting thing, I saw a reviewer, someone say that I think there will be games that people discover that were released in 2020 over the next year or two, because so many games came out in 2020, and most of us had so few opportunities to really play those games because of the pandemic, that I think there's going to be a lot of hidden gems that people just kind of discover over the next couple of years. And probably, whatever games come out in 2021 will probably be included in that until the vaccine is more available.
Yeah, especially like games that we've played, but we're like, oh, we got to remember this game because I wonder how we'll play with a higher player count because it's just the two of us. I feel like we'll rediscover those.
Right. I'm gonna do a quick catch up and then we'll get right back to the game. Bored at Home says watching that is when I decided I should start buying more games. I think I only had Catan and Carson. That's true. The more you watch, the more I watch, the more I buy. Not always. I think there are a few channels that talk about like getting rid of games and stuff like that. Like Board Game Co. is a YouTube channel that once a month he talks about what games he's getting rid of, and I like watching those ones just because it kind of reminds me, okay, yeah, I need to maybe graduate a few games out of my collection,
or just that it's a balancing force while the other ones are like, we gotta get more.
Kumi says my Board Game Odyssey, Spellslingers, Tabletop, Watch It Played. Oh yeah, Watch It Played. Game the Game, Things Get Dicey, Brothers Murph,
Mhm.
This Game's Broken, TLN, and now Twitch.
I like that
That's a
explanation
great progression. That
of
is a great.
Odyssey.
Yeah. Bones John, I also watched Dice Tower, but mainly their top 10. Yeah, I clue into Dice Tower sometimes whenever they're doing a interesting top 10, but they're not my main thing. Legends DM, I met Becca Scott from Game the Game. I also met Fishy Day. Oh, wow.
Oh,
That's
wow.
great. Invader Seal, I can't wait till Shucks is back. Me
Yes.
too. Yes.
We agree.
We agree. Pig, I'm starting a board game podcast at some point. Just need to figure out the formula.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
I think that's always the challenge with podcasts. Just getting the right, having something unique in your the way it's structured. But yeah,
I think that's the part too that Andrew and I were thinking about. We're like, it's got to be fun for you too, right? Because it's like, because that makes you want to do the tedious parts of that work. And I think that's the part that I've seen a couple people say this in stream chats where they're like, Twitch is nice because you just get to play the games, while sometimes YouTube is tough because there's a lot of other stuff you have, like, it's just a lot more work outside of playing the game, which I definitely can identify with.
Kumi says This Game is Broken is a favorite game podcast. I
Ooh.
have not listened to them as much, but I've heard great things.
Oh, I'll have to listen to that.
I've listened to less podcasts since the pandemic because I used to do it while I drove, and that was a really good time to listen. So I've watched more YouTube and Twitch since being gone more. But Invader Seal said he saw Felicia Day from afar. I have too at PAX, just from long distance. But I've not met her. Will we? They did meet Will Wheaton once. Legends. I really enjoy watching Paula Deming. Her YouTube Things Get Dicey. Yes, the skits are super funny. Yeah,
I didn't realize that was the name of it. Andrew had shown me random YouTube videos, and I didn't. You said her name, but I just didn't really remember because I wasn't really watching a lot of board game content. Things Get Dicey. That's the name.
Herbs Gambit says, yes, the podcast is great. I often yell answers. Kev Meeple, Plumpy Thimble. Before you play, no pun included.
Oh, and yeah, no pun included.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Plumpy Thimble is.
That's new to us.
Yeah.
Plumpy Thimble.
Maybe they have a YouTube. Maybe that's a YouTube too. The game skit was hilarious.
Check out TikTok. Right. Yeah. We follow Benita on Instagram, and we were introduced to her from Meepleville's More Meeples the Merrier. But then she's just so funny on those TikTok videos. Like, we reference it multiple times. Like, especially the one where she has one where it's like when you're teaching rules and then she's like talking, and then the song comes in and it's like, why don't you put your effing phone down? I'm like, that's me. She's talking to me. I'm the one on my phone, and Andrew's the one that's like, Pia, pay attention. Love it.
Kumi, Legends New, yeah, Things Get Dicey is what got me into the personality side of board game content. Yes.
Yeah, that's a really good way to explain it.
Shut Up and Sit Down, Paula Deming, no pun included. Yeah, these are all some repeats. I started doing YouTube how to play videos. Oh, but that was kind of gone to the side, especially once I started. Yeah, we have a couple of YouTube things as well. Kind of a vlog format was our goal, and I think we're still probably going to do a few more.
Because it's personally fun for us.
Yeah, but streaming is just like, it's so much easier to just do. So we do that more.
Especially because I think I think we were just thinking about what our point for streaming was, which is to play more games. And Andrew did, like, you studied film stuff, and I actually don't mind the tedious job of editing, but when you have a kid, you kind of have to pick and choose what you want to put your time in. So we were like, we just really like streaming. But it's actually really interesting, Board at Home, that you mentioned starting at YouTube, because we started with YouTube too. And with that said, we only made 2 videos or whatnot. But it's kind of fun to explore. I think the pandemic has been a good excuse to experiment with different formats and see what speaks to you and what's fun. And we just really like the interaction with people that Twitch provides. That is just not the same with like a comment on YouTube that's asynchronous.
Kumi says, I think before you play, just join the Watch It Play team. Yes, Before You Play is another one that we've kind of found in the last 6 months or so. That's really good.
Yeah, doing playthrough vids. I think one of the things too was that we realized like YouTube had a lot of playthrough.
Was it your?
Yeah,
it was your turn, so it's my turn now.
Like playthrough or like rules. And I always ask Andrew, it's like, do you ever want to do like rules videos or like playthrough?
There's supposed to be one of these on this board. So
okay.
We each get a die now.
Ooh, nice. But we're just not really. Andrew's good at teaching rules, but it's not like his favorite part of it, and it's not your favorite part of board games. Your favorite part is the interaction, and I play less games, but I play more games now because of Twitch. But yeah, it's interesting. If anything, it's just fun to see different content. We just are like not a part of like in-person conversations about board games because we don't see people as much anymore, so it's filling that need.
All right, and then I get to pick one of these bad boys to... What do I want?
Bonjean says, I really want mandala stones when it becomes available. I'm not familiar with mandala stones. Are you familiar with it? Making YouTube videos is an endeavor, says Invader Sill. Yeah, board game TikTok is growing rapidly. I didn't even, like, there was a while where I was seeing a lot of TikToks, but I didn't really realize they were TikToks. They were just getting reposted on Instagram, which I feel so silly being like, I didn't know it was TikTok. I thought, I feel like I'm pretty with, like, technology and trends, but I'm starting to realize I'm not keeping up with things. I'm like, oh, that was TikTok. Like, the fast video was not a YouTube video or a reel. It was TikTok. But yeah, it's the only person I do know from that's using TikTok as a medium is Benita, but I do know that I've heard that it's growing a lot.
Ooh. Bonjean redeems a hydrate. Thank you, Bonjean. Remind us, stay hydrated.
I have some mojito. Last bit of mojito.
So yeah, it's your turn.
Okay.
I moved.
So I'm gonna go. Okay, I'm gonna fight this guy. I am not gonna win, and I know this because look at all of Andrew's achievements. I don't think it's visible. I just want everyone to know where. No. I want everyone to see. Andrew's going in with a whole lot, and I'm going in with 0. Oh, I think that was your die.
I think it was yours.
Oh, it's mine?
Yeah.
But I'm gonna fight this guy. And I'm going... I should equip this stuff, but... do you want to keep looking at the chat while I fight this guy? 3.
Streaming seems just a more direct connection with the audience. Yeah. Definitely. I think that's probably the fun part for me, anyways. Is being able to connect with the audience, and yeah, comment section is just not the same.
Okay.
I am going to fight. Okay. Let's see if I can do this here. Oh no, I didn't roll. Okay, I rolled 1 thing there. And then plus...
Thanks for lurking, Herbs Gambit.
Yeah, thanks, Herbs.
And bye, Legends. Oh, this is so delayed. I'm so sorry, but definitely check out that person. I think that's the other piece about Twitch that I didn't think would be like it just getting the alerts that people are live. Like I get alerts when various YouTube like videos are up. I follow a lot of like artists and illustrators.
Okay.
And even if their alert comes up that there's a new video, if it's a new YouTube video or a new like a Twitch streamer that's like live now, I'll always pick the YouTube, or not the YouTube, sorry, the Twitch streamer, because that live component, even though their videos may be uploaded later, that live component is just so much more compelling. And also, I think the YouTube videos that I watch, at least, that are more like the artists and the illustrators, it like there's so much visually going on that I like have to sit and like watch. While Twitch board games, I'm like watching, and then like Andrew said, we'll help the baby and leave for a little while, then come back. The one time we definitely left, it was when it was snowing up here in the Pacific Northwest, and we went outside to play in the snow for a little while, but we left Twitch running, and then we walked back in and we heard a voice in our home. We're like, someone's in here. We're like, oh, it's just Twitch. We just left it going.
All right, your turn. I did a fight. And
Okay.
then
I'm gonna rest and upgrade.
Kumi says, but the tough side of Twitch would be timing and building up the audience. Yeah.
For
TikTok,
sure.
Insta, Twitter / YouTube. Your stuff is up for people to view whenever, but on Twitch you kind of have to want to watch it live. Yeah. Totally. Yeah. It's that was our big worry, was the timing, especially since we have a baby. That we're like, well, we can't really do it any earlier than 8, and 8 is even sometimes a little close for timing, and so it's we just hit the West Coast. That's it. We just kind of have to accept that.
West Coast and like super early.
Yeah,
in
West
other...
Coast. Yeah, West Coast and the UK are kind of our two spots that our timelines up for. It would be nice to do other times, and maybe, at some point we might jump in or play with some people. It would be maybe one of us doing it at that time with someone else during an earlier time. But for the most part, we're kind of stuck at this time for now, just because of the stage life we're in. But
we still are enjoing it.
We're still
so
enjoying
much.
It. Yeah, and there's not a ton of board game streamers at this time, so it's it works out, I think, to for the people that do stay up this late.
Yeah. Sure.
You're resting?
Sorry, I did. Yes. Yeah.
So I'm gonna attack again. You're resting. Okay. So before we roll, if any of you has a pit mark there, so I get to refresh that.
I think we were also talking too about how I think with YouTube, especially if you're a reviewer, and we would be terrible reviewers because we are not critical enough. We like most things. But also I think it's a couple people said it.
Hey.
Herb's Gambit has that too, like the cult of new and like our ultimate goal was just to play the games we had, and then on the a side occasion that we do buy more games, which is just something that we do, but it's a little unavoidable at this point. But yeah, it's like been a good excuse to play some of the older games. But 5 p.m. Oh, okay, prime time for you guys.
Oh, in Australia, yeah. There is one the Board Game Barbecue, which is an Australian podcast that I started to get into right before we started doing Twitch, and now I haven't really had as much time to keep up with them. But that was a pretty good podcast, and I really loved their tagline, which was a podcast by enthusiasts, not experts. I was like, that's us, very much so. We are enthusiasts, not experts. We've been doing it for a while, but we, are not highly critical of games. We just,
like playing games for a while, since
2012 or so.
2012, yeah. Thanks for
Tata Invader Sill. Thanks again for the shout out on Twitter.
And Shift to Lurking.
Yeah.
Yes. I also Bonjon was talking about ginger cake. I don't know what that is, but I like ginger in baked goods, and I like cake. That sounds super good. I'm done with all of this. I think I'm gonna trade this stuff in for some potions.
So you're resting again?
No, this is part of the thing
Oh,
that I
your
didn't
previous
finish.
rest.
Yeah.
Okay, now it's your.
But I recently have been super into like decorating cookies, and I made a batch of cookies that were these cinnamon dolce cookies. And they kind of remind me of. I'm only talking about this because ginger cake reminds me of kind of the flavors of these cookies. But instead of not frosting, but instead of decorating the cookies, I just ate the cookies. I didn't decorate them. We gave them to our friend. Our neighbor.
This is the second time she's done this.
I just ate the cookies. I was like, this is a good opportunity to like practice the designs, and then I'll eat them, or I'll give them away to friends. But I just ate them.
So this is when we're gonna do the cool.
Oh yeah.
Board sliding thing.
And then I'm gonna
You have to do that sound effect every time, and then we get this.
It's in the rule book.
Cool, giant demon lord board. Here's the final boss. He is coming out to play.
Okay, I need to have better. Let's see. What's my gear situation?
Bone John says I might have a good dessert for breakfast soon. Oh, ginger cake is a stodgy sponge cake with ginger powder and black pepper in it.
Oh my gosh.
That sounds good.
I love that.
I would definitely give that a try.
I love black pepper.
Yeah, black pepper and ginger.
Black
and ginger goes well with sweet too. So.
Oh, love it.
And I like a little bit of spice to my sweet sometimes too. So that sounds like a great combo.
Yeah, you don't like pure sweet. You're not a big sweet person, anyways.
Kumi says that's a great side of this. Like there feels like there's less need to be critical. We're just watching streamers play and talking. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's such a good way to describe it.
Exactly. Yeah. YouTube is like almost just. I don't know, the format just is kind of asking for it to be about your opinion, whereas
I think it's
more
because
like,
the precedent is there, right? Because YouTube has so many review sites that everyone thinks that they have to. When you take that format, you have to do rules or you have to do like reviews. And I think maybe in my space, I just like. I think eventually my opinion comes out of a game, like out in a game. But I think when I look at the lens of reviewing, it like I think it takes away some of the fun from it because I have to have a hot take, or a cold take. I don't know, but
do you see? So these cards? I don't know if you can see them. These are cards, but they line up to the board right there.
This is the super Balrog of Morgoth.
Yeah.
Can I still fight over here before we fight him, or is this like initiating it?
So you moved here? So did you grab your cards yet?
No, not yet.
You grab your cards. So that's your turn.
Okay.
And then I've already cleared my board, so that means I can breach the gate, which means these two cards are going to come out. And these are the two cards I'm going to have to face to breach the gate. These all kind of slide off here. And you have a choice. You can either join me now to breach the gate.
Okay.
Or you can stay and fight your guys for another turn. And for each turn it takes you to stay and fight these guys, there's going to be another card that you're going to have to address. So the longer you stay, this is the kind of the race thing I talked about earlier, where if you're a little bit behind, then you're going to it's going to be a little bit harder at the end. So Pia's a little behind me. So she the choice she has to make is either she's going to fight these guys and get the level ups, and that's going to trade off for having to address more of these effects that come out here, or she's going to disregard these guys and come now. So it's kind of her choice.
Oh no, but I'm talking to the voices in my head, aka the chat. That's what took Princess Jasmine so long. Oh my gosh, I don't know. I really want this level up though. Oh my gosh, that's painful. I think I'm gonna go with.
I mean, it's just one more card that you have.
Okay,
so.
I'm gonna fight these
Yeah.
guys because I think I need better stuff. You have really tricked out. Whoa, mammoth hide boots. Those are way better than my bear boots.
Yeah, they're pretty sweet. They're very, very fluffy.
Oh my gosh. Where were these rolls earlier? That is awful. Okay, so I'm gonna add a +1 to get this to become a 5. I'm gonna do a plus. Oh my gosh. Oh, and I'll do a turn to make it a 6. Okay, so I got all these.
You got them nice.
Yes, and then I'm gonna level. This is what I was not doing a very good job with. So can I make these into white? Turn these. To white.
Yeah. Whites are wild. So
Focus a token on this ability. You can use it again to pay for a different use.
This has been cleared, by the way.
Oh, this one?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. It's not like I would have used it anyways, but so let's see. I'm gonna go to.
So on my turn, I'm just gonna put that out there.
No,
Bonjour. This doesn't have to have black pepper mentioned, but you can just add it. Ooh, click on that.
Smash
Click
that.
on the-
Smash that link.
Smash that link. Ginger and treacle spice tray bake. Ooh, my gosh. Yeah, that looks great.
Oh gosh. Black pepper is one of the like foundations of like flavors for Filipino food. So I just love it in everything. And then I'm going to upgrade. Okay, that helmet is not as good. Can I do all my like stuff? Oh wait, no, I can't.
We get one more. We get one more rest action before we fight the boss.
Okay.
Yeah, you're.
Okay, so you go and then I do my rest.
Well, so we're gonna face these things. Next, you can rest before you face those things if you'd like.
Yes, please.
But then you'll be facing 2 more cards.
Oh no. Okay, I'm not resting. I'm going in.
We get an automatic rest when we go into the final fight. So.
Got it. I'm not gonna rest.
Okay. Actually, the timing I have that off. We get an automatic rest before we face these cards. So, yeah. Okay. So, we both get to do our rest action together here. Rest up.
Talking chit in chat. I like that, Kumi.
Yes. I missed that one.
Balrog. Man, I do really like.
So you get to
the
do your rest
progression of
action.
it,
So I messed up the timing of that.
Come on, Andrew.
And
Okay.
then we can't earn achievements during this final rest action. That was the other thing about it.
Okay, resting here. Yeah, I really like the board in this. I really like that it's like this track. I love how it looks. I love that the board helps me remember like where we are in the game. Because I don't know about you guys if you've played games where you're like, I'm not sure when the conclusion of the game is happening. Like, does that make sense? Like, you're like, how many turns is it? Is it 3 more turns? Is it 4? Like, there's obviously a tracker, but I like how this tracker is like a thematic, like straight map, and then like new boards come out, and it looks scarier and scarier as it gets redder and redder. So I like the narrative part of the boards, the board state. I don't know if that's the right term, but
Is this red?
that is
Yes, I think it is.
red.
Alright. Get rid of this wooden buckler. Oh my gosh.
Okay,
don't
martial
bend the cards.
arts.
It is really hard to pick up the cards from the board though.
Yeah, because there's so many little pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I got all my potions.
Oh wait, that's pretty.
My favorite thing I have probably equipped is the Horns of Judgment, which is...
I have so much stamina. Give me all the stamina. Oh, Kev Meeple is heading out. Thanks for joining us, Kev Meeple.
Thank you!
I don't have another helmet. A better helmet, did I? I never got one. Look at that. What was I thinking? All right. All these things can kind of go away. Let's see, are no longer needed.
Okay.
Yeah, there's there's definitely a lot of interesting decisions, and this now is when the game gets challenging. Is when the final boss happens here. So, we now flip these cards, and these affect all of us. These two, and they give us each a choice. So we either first one, actually we do them one at a time before we see them. First one is corrupt a non-weapon ability space, or take 1 damage.
Do we corrupt it with these grays?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna corrupt my martial arts. Speaking of Jackie Chan earlier.
Ooh. Corrupting that one.
Because it's just a -1. I like the +1.
And a reminder is your health is your victory point, so whatever damage you take at the end is, if you survive, it's a comparison of those. And then the next one is corrupt 1 ability space. Ooh.
1 ability space.
I don't have any blue abilities left, do I? Just gonna corrupt that. And then you have 1 you have to face alone, because you took 1 turn longer.
What are these, Andrew?
Oh, those. Oh, I forgot about them. Those are just cards that allow you to move 1 gem up.
Oh, okay.
You can do them
doesn't
now
really
if you'd
help.
like.
Yeah. It does not. That's okay. And then I corrupt. Oh, I'm corrupting this
It
one.
doesn't change anything for
No, that's such a bummer. Okay, and then I'm fighting this guy.
No, you are taking the thing. So you lose 1 blessing or take a damage.
Taking the damage.
All right. So we both kind of have the pre-fight, and then we each.
Ooh, Bon Jean, you threw a stew recipe in there?
What?
Oh, a Vietnamese sauce. Ooh, I love Vietnamese food. I did not originally, when I was younger, like it. And then it is like my favorite regional cuisine.
So we actually got the opportunity to go to Vietnam a couple years ago. And of course, pho is the really popular soup in Vietnam. And we got to eat a lot of it there. It was super good. But one day it was raining really hard, so we just happened to run into this little restaurant to get out of the rain. And it was more or less empty in there. And we were like, well, let's sit here and let's buy something since they're giving us shelter for the moment. And we looked at their menu, and they had a type of Vietnamese soup that we had not heard of before. And so we just thought we'd try it. And it was this, like, the only word I can really think of is it was like a chicken porridge. Super unique flavor. It was, I don't know if it was the combination of the rain and the moment, but it was one of the best soups I've ever had. It was such a revelation. It was so good.
Yeah, that's the hard part with like a lot of
And we don't
like
really...
ethnic food is that there's like one thing or like 3 things that get really popular when like immigrants bring it over, and then everyone just wants those things. But then there's so many other really good dishes that are like home cooking that you don't get to see because it's not like a tried and true like menu item at a restaurant. So I love stuff like this. Like this beef stew looks really good.
All right, so here we go. The way this works is we each take our little figure, we put it on the end of the line here, and then we have to defeat all of these cards in order to be able to survive. And then if we run out of dice at the end, kind of the round ends, then we have to take damage from every card in front of us to the end. So Bon John says, I really like soup in general, but I tried a Thai soup that I think they call Tom Yum, and it had pig's blood in it. It was well lush.
Yeah, tom yum is really
Tom yum
tasty.
it's a sour soup, right? No, sweet and sour. If I'm, yeah, I've had a couple soups with blood in it. It just kind of makes it like meaty. Is the only way it can.
Meaty?
Yeah,
I would
it's like
describe it as,
the
like,
broth.
earthy.
Yeah, earthy, meaty, maybe. Yeah.
Um,
Okay. One. This character I have now is like not as good at manipulating the dice. All right, I gotta use a rage already.
yeah, I love getting the equipment that does a lot of like different types of plus minus. Um, but I think I did a little bit of overkill on the mana. Um, and I didn't really get a whole lot of health, but we'll see. I was rushing at the end there because I feel like I was goofing off talking to the voices in my head in the dungeon.
I'm going to have to use that to.
Ooh, Kevin Maple, you say my wife is Korean, so we have a lot of kimchi-based stews and soups a lot.
Yes, kimchi-based soup is so good.
Ooh, Kevin Maple, you can describe kimchi as well, but the way, because Andrew lived in China for a while and he lived very close to, he lived in China in Shenyang, which is very close to Korea, and there's a large Korean population, so he got a lot of really good Korean food.
The school I went to, there was it was an international school, and about half of the school was Korean, and so most of my classmates were Korean, so we would go to lunch together all the time.
Andrew always said that he went to China to learn Chinese, but he learned a lot of Korean as well because there were a lot of Korean, like his Korean classmates. But you, what did that person tell you about?
Yeah, this older Korean man who I just met. It was a couple weeks into class. It was during lunch break, and I didn't know him very well, but I met him a couple times. He lived on my floor, and he was learning Chinese at the same school I was, and he was like, "Hey, let's go out to lunch." So he seemed nice. I was like, "Yeah, let's go to lunch," and we went out to a Korean restaurant, and I at this point only had Korean food once or twice, and I was not really sold on kimchi yet. And so he taught me three things, two of which I still use often today. But first thing he taught me was how to learn to like kimchi, because it wasn't one of my favorite things at the time. He told me, he was like, yeah, kimchi, like every family has their own recipe. There's 1,000 types of kimchi, and you just have to find the one that you like and then expand from there. And so I found a few kimchis that I did like, and now I love all types of kimchi pretty much. And so that was
kimchi?
Fermented vegetables with like a spicy
Like
sauce.
Yeah, I don't know if the spicy part is like necessarily pepper or tomato based or whatever, but like often like
fermented vegetables with spicy red pepper.
There you go, red pepper.
That's the concise way to say it.
But it's like, you're talking about the philosophy of kimchi, I guess.
I thought that's what you were saying.
Oh, no,
and so the other two things before I'll finish the story. He taught me how to properly hold chopsticks, and after he taught me how to properly hold chopsticks, I got compliments about it all the time when I was in China. They were like surprised a white guy could use chopsticks with proper form, I guess. And the third thing was ginseng root, and the health benefits of ginseng root, and that's one that I have not taken forward very much. But the other two were super helpful. And then the crazy thing was that, like, the next week, the guy moved back to Korea. That was his last week there, so he said goodbye. He just wanted to pass those things along to me, so it was super nice. And we never stayed in touch or anything, but
you learned those important things.
Yeah, I learned some really important things from him. So if he ever finds his way to the stream, I can thank him.
Because like kimchi, like can be cabbage or like radish or carrots. Like it can be a lot of different vegetables. Question, Andrew.
Mm-hmm.
When I saved it, I don't know what I should do. I rolled a terrible roll, and I'm trying to figure out if I should use my Because I'm gonna get hit 2, 4, 6, 8.
Your
I don't know where it is. I have no idea where.
Okay,
We've had a.
finish your turn, then I'll find you something.
Okay. Let me see. I need the time. I need the extra time. This is so bad. Y'all, I had a special ability that helped me reuse powers, but it got knocked out in this stage, and I have very little flexibility for my powers. I think I'm just gonna have to take the hit. I can't though. No. No, I guess I have to. So 2, 4, 6, 8 is I'm gonna get hit for 8.
8? You're not gonna. Oh, you can still block them.
Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and oh my gosh, so painful. I did not do that right.
Kevin People says I went to study in Japan, but ended up learning a lot of Korean because my classmates were mostly Korean. Yeah, same thing, Kev.
Same story.
I was surprised, pleasantly surprised. I really enjoyed all my friendships that I had with my Korean friends.
Good.
Did you negate the damage?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And then
the chef show, yes, I really like it. I've seen a couple and I haven't seen all of it. Andrew hasn't seen very much of it. I love cooking shows. I love the animations in the chef show when like they're driving and then all the recipes all the ingredients pop up. I definitely pause and like look at everything.
Corrupting one abilities.
Oh wait, can I use my potion? I wanted to do it.
Oh yeah,
at the
you can
beginning.
use your potions at the beginning. Oh yeah, and then
Actually, I'm just gonna use one. Oh, that's a purple. Okay, I need to use that. Okay, here's the problem. I equipped a bunch of like gear that require what's the red disc supposed to be? Like this is the blue's supposed to be mana or whatever, but they require a lot of the red disc.
the stamina.
The stamina. Yeah. And so unfortunately my board is heavy on needing stamina. Like I don't know if you guys can see very well, but I have 2 more red stamina here, but I have a bunch of blue, and I did not balance my balance my equipment very well because they all need the same thing. But
oh man, me too.
I wonder if we could do like a speed run of this.
But this last boss, yeah, it's in real life when we're not chatting. This part's actually pretty quick. Okay, so I have to negate my damage. 2, 4, 6. Oh no.
And then 5. Okay, so I'm gonna go plus.
This is a lot harder this time.
Yeah, for sure. Plus 3. So this is gonna be 5. Oh, I saw my reroll, right?
Yeah,
Can I
you
use
have
this?
your rage,
Okay.
yeah.
So then I'm going to do plus. Oh, I gotta do it.
Is kimchi what Jon Favreau uses in the Netflix cooking series? I don't know.
Probably.
Probably,
yes.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's in Korean food. They have lots of little side dishes, usually in things kind of like this.
Banchai, right?
Bunch,
So
yeah.
I don't know if I'm saying that correctly.
Did you already describe that?
No.
Oh, and so usually there's a couple varieties of kimchi plus a lot of other little side dishes.
Okay, 2, 4, 6.
Yeah, this fight looks hectic. Yeah. I just took 3 damage.
Oh no, I think
out
I'm
of
gonna
shields,
die.
So we'll see how this goes. I'm gonna hopefully get to the end here.
The thing this is awful. See, there's like I have so many. I wish we could zoom in to the mayhem.
I mean, you could just put it up, bring it up to the.
Oh,
thing.
so for example, I have all these shields.
So those are three sets of 2 shields that could block 2 damage each but they require stamina.
And I have 1 stamina left. So it's like it's a terrible situation right now for me. I might die here. This is not good. Actually, I just have to take the damage. So then, but I need to finish this. It kind of feels silly that I'm here, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta take it. But if I place this, then I'm just out. It's not like I'm dead. Okay, I'm doing it. So it's gonna turn into 3, or 3 plus 2. That's fine. So I'm here. Okay, I'm not gonna go any further, and I take my damage, which is 2, 6, and then oh my gosh, I'm at 2. That's what's happening.
Is that a purple?
Yeah. Ooh, okay. So I'm getting
Sorry,
4.
I shouldn't help you.
1, 2, 3, 4. Andrew, you have to help me.
Don't forget your potions as well.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna take my potion.
I'm gonna actually.
It only heals 1 though, right?
Yeah.
That's.
I'm gonna take
so
some potions
painful.
here, and then this resets my rage because I have a thing on it.
Oh my gosh.
These guys. All right.
Oh,
Here
can
we
we
go.
save, Andrew? Can we save like up here?
Yeah. You just put one of these on it.
Okay.
So yeah.
Maybe here's the thing. I thought I would lose, but Andrew might die as well. We're both.
Yeah, we're both struggling here.
The game heard that we were like, it's an easy game. It's chatty. It's donuts as a board game, and now it's like just wrecking us. I'm never calling a board game the equivalent of donuts because it's gonna destroy me at the boss fight.
Ooh, I can do this.
My dice rolls aren't that bad. Okay, for this fight, lose 1 die, not
And
yet assigned, or lose a
I
heart.
have to do.
Lose a heart. Okay, I'm so weak.
And I regained my rage, and then I immediately lost it. This goes here. I think I did this in like 2 turns last time. I had so many dice. But I had an ability that would turn any 1 into a 6 or any 6 into a 1. And so that was super helpful, but don't have that anymore. All right,
Yeah,
that's as far as I can go.
Bonjean, that sounds really good. This Portuguese cafe. I haven't really had very much Portuguese food, but that sounds really good. I really like chicken as a protein. Kumi, yes. So there's stamina that's red and mana that's blue, and you can each equipment has like it requires either the stamina or the mana, or it can be highly flexible. It can take both resources and take purple. And that is my mistake this game. I had last game yesterday. I had a lot of equipment that was lower in power, but had a lot more flexibility with what type of resource it uses. It could use red or blue, and I'm realizing now that was a lot smarter of me. It was also kind of what loot I was getting to, but it's like I have five mana here, but I only have 1 stamina, so I'm like really restricted by that.
Yeah, that was me about halfway through the game. I mostly have red stamina, and I had equipped things that all required blue. And then halfway through the game, I started equipping red things, and then realized one of those blue things was actually purple because I'm colorblind. So, did you do your turn?
Yes, I did. We're rolling again.
Yeah. Did you take your damage?
Yeah, I did. It took my damage. Oh, and I'm gonna take my last health to do that. Not my health potion. My last potion. Kumi, can you guys stop playing games I haven't heard of and then immediately need to hear more of? it's been really fun to like discover new games. I think that's part of Andrew's fun too, is like
a new ability.
sharing games he's excited about and seeing other people play games that it's like, oh, what? Like Rolling with Rock was playing a Power Ranger game that Andrew had heard of, and he talked to me about it, but Andrew verbally describing a game is not the same for me as seeing a game and then like asking people questions and like during like in the chat and whatnot. So I mean that's part of the thing that you said about board games that you like is the sense of discovery. Claw strike, yes, no effect. So then one. Yeah, it's just so I think this game just does a really good job of letting you do a lot of stuff, which is fun.
Yeah, except I take 2 straight damage. No more shields. 1, 2.
Here's the painful thing. I have so many shields and no power to use it. Okay, here we go. I blocked, so I'm on here. I blocked. That's the of all.
Kevin Eagle asked if we played Watergate, really intense thematic 2-player game. I owned it for a little while and it just wasn't getting played. So I gave it to a friend who really likes kind of historically themed games. He loves Twilight Struggle and stuff. And so I thought he'd like it. So I'm hoping to play it with him one of these days. But we don't have any more. So I'll get a chance to play it at some point.
But Kevin Meeple, it has popped up every once in a while recently, and then it makes me like, hey, do we have Watergate? And he's like, we did have it. We still have access to it. We just don't have it as easily accessible with the pandemic. But we can always borrow it from our friend. Oh my gosh, I rolled 6 dice, and only one of them works. I'm gonna take this damage. I'm gonna take 4. I'm gonna die. Hold on. I can block. I'm dead.
You're dead?
I think I'm dead.
All right. All I have to do to win.
Hold on.
All I have to do is roll a 5.
I said I think I'm dead. Hold on. Don't roll the dice. Okay. Don't. So I'm gonna roll. I
just gotta roll a 5.
Plus minus. Plus.
Let's
Okay, I have
count
a
these
4.
dice that I have available.
So
1,
plus minus 4.
2, 3, 4,
That
5,
makes
6 dice. So, pretty good chances to roll 5 here.
And then I don't meet the criteria, so I block this one, so I block 2. I'm not dead yet.
Wait,
1, 2. I'm on death's door. I have 1.
All right, here we go. Final. I think this will be the final one for each of us.
God.
I don't have any abilities left either. Oh, but I do have rage.
We can only use rage one time, right?
Yeah, but I can reset rage.
Oh.
Days.
Okay. Okay.
I got it.
You got it too? You're gonna win if we survive it. No! And I can't beat it. I can't beat
You
it.
can't beat it, so you die anyways. You have a 4.
I was on death's door, and then I like crawled through the door, and then I got shot halfway through.
The door fell on you.
No!
I win! Yes!
Oh, bummer.
Vindicated from my previous loss.
Kumi, good question. The interactivity between players is actually pretty limited. You're kind of doing your own thing. But Andrew was explaining earlier that you could say it the way you said, like Euro denying.
Yeah, kind of the like Euro style denying of things. So there's always the monsters out there that you get to choose from. So the monsters have a color and a equipment type. So like armor or headgear or something like that. And so if you're really paying attention, you can pay attention to what color they're trying to go for. And
it's like this monster, that
can be a helmet,
is going to be headgear, and you are going to need to use
3 reds.
3 reds to like equip it. So if you're paying attention to the other person and you see that they're needing it, you can like grab it. So when you asked about monster choice,
it's pretty light interaction in general, but you can kind of overlap your turns. We weren't doing it as much, but the turns can be pretty quick, and you can play a little simultaneously to a certain extent. But yeah, almost snatching a spot, worker placement, hate draft. Yeah, I'm closer to hate drafting, but it's not even probably as devastating as hate drafting because there's usually 5 options out there to pick from. So there's only a few times where I was like, I really need this, but sometimes there's a really good option, so you want to snatch it from the person. But
yeah, because I really like kind of hate drafting.
Switch to
I really like hate drafting, and this one feels more like not as tight. But the
Mother Josh, you are up late.
I missed it. Can you start over?
Yeah, we just defeated. Well, I just defeated this giant demon lord right over here,
and I died right at the end.
Pia almost killed him, and then she fell down at the end.
Yeah, Kumi, the different funky games are definitely
speedrun. The thing is, you could. I think we could play this 2-player in an hour.
Oh, totally.
If we were focused.
Yeah. Or who was it? It was Matt from Silver Medal Tavern. He did a speed run of a game of I forgot. I don't know what it was called. Oh, Terraforming Mars.
Playing solo on his computer.
And I was like, oh, speedruns look fun because they look frantic. It just makes any game feel like a party game.
Yeah.
Because it's not like...
You're just, you're making gut reaction choices. You have to know the game pretty well to speedrun something. So.
Kev Meeple, I'm glad you had fun. It was... I think the part that's fun about this is that it's still dramatic. I think I like... when it's really narrative... Like, I mean, I don't even know if this is really narratively based, but it is like a quest where you're trying to level up and you fight this big monster. Like it's really fun. I like puzzle games. I like mid-weight Euros, but they don't provide the same like moments. But they do feel a nice little like I'm getting into a good flow state and I'm getting super immersed in all my thinking thoughts.
Yeah, the build is very fun because the part where you're just like walking down the path is pretty easy, and it's more about like loot selection. Like you generally probably won't lose any. You probably won't even lose health during that part. I think I might have lost 1 health.
I did too.
And then the real struggle is the final boss. And we're on normal mode. You can actually increase the difficulty of the final boss. I was thinking about doing that for this game because we beat him so easily last time, but
the dice just weren't really like there were multiple times where I had to fight some bad guys in the early rounds like 2 or 3 times. I just wasn't getting it. And unfortunately, I wasn't getting the right loot early that gave me a little more flexibility with my dice rolls. So, but even with that, I feel like I forgot what some games that we've had where like I just felt really frustrated because I just felt like I was getting like what I wanted to do was interrupted too much. Like part of it is the game, right? It's like you can't do everything you want, but there was a couple of games we played that I was just like I feel like I kept hitting a wall. But
yeah, this I think the difference in this one he referenced his loot engine kind of your equipment engine. Yeah, for sure. This time I was the barbarian, so I was thinking like, oh, I'm gonna get a lot more of these defensive things because last time I didn't have as much defensive abilities, and last time I played I had a lot more dice manipulation stuff, and I don't think I realized how much I was using the dice manipulation stuff in the previous game because it really. I blocked a whole lot in this one. I really didn't take much damage in the end, but by the end of the whole thing, I was just like, all I could do was roll the dice for the last like two, and I just got what I got.
Yeah, I think also I learned that I needed to get better gear, so I got a lot of deluxified gear. But the problem is the really good gear requires a lot of the gems. So I had like multiple. I can show this, but oh, maybe I can't.
Yeah, show it to that one there.
Like, let's see. Yeah, like this gear requires like 3 of each gem, and most of my gear yesterday was like 1 or 2. So I was just kind of
cheaper stuff.
I had cheaper stuff, but I think I would have done better. I got so enamored by all the really nice expensive gear. Under Falling Skies, man, it has a similar feel. Kev Meeple, I think I'm in trouble because I really.
It's made by the same publisher.
Oh. I don't think we have any games that are kind of like this feeling, because I don't know. I don't think we do. It's really hitting like a mood right now for me.
Well, we have Too Many Bones. That's a really great dice manipulation.
Money Josh, this is like a post-game press conference.
It is, yeah.
We should get like a tie and like.
Yeah, so we went out with the game plan in mind, had to adapt on the fly, got to respect the opponent, they played a good game. Yeah, you haven't stayed up all the way to the end of the stream yet.
Yeah, usually we're starting the game, we're all bright-eyed and like, this is gonna go great, and then we get destroyed by the big Balrog Morgoth.
Kumi says, mostly because I roll so bad and can't. At least I can mitigate it. Yeah, that is very true. We recently got off of Ruel's recommendation, Tidal Blades, which is another one that's got maybe more mixed reviews instead of super positive reviews. But Ruel, in his Discord, I asked him about it, and he said he really liked how much. It's a great dice chucker, and there's a lot of dice manipulation in that one too. So maybe we'll have to get that to the stream soon. But I'm excited to play that, especially after playing this one. I'm also excited to play this one again. So maybe it's like I want to play the new one, but I also want to play the one we know.
Let's Go Caro said, same, love the dice from D&D. Seconded on the role player. Yeah.
We haven't played role player, but I've heard really good things.
Yeah.
It seems and you guys correct me if I'm wrong, it seems similar to Too Many Bones. We do have that one. And I want to play that on the stream one of these times because it's really good. Kev Meeple says Elder Sign. Yeah, Elder Sign is so much fun. That was one of the early games that we played, and probably one of the first co-ops that wasn't pandemic that we really, really enjoyed. We brought that one to the Philippines, and it plays...
Got boba and played it a lot.
Yeah, it plays up to like 6 players, and plays 6 players relatively well because the turns are so fast and kind of dramatic. Which most co-op games that say 6 players on the box, I at some point realized you can't really listen to that. They're mostly like 2, 3, maybe 4 players.
Yeah, I just love. Before I knew how to explain favorite mechanics or whatever, I always just said I like dice because they I'm not a really high level strategist, so I do well with games that have a luck component. And then I found out about dice manipulation games. We really like the game Silk. I don't know if people are familiar with it, but that's my first. Is that my first dice manipulation game?
I mean, they were talking about Elder Sign.
Oh, yeah.
And
I
think because Elder Sign is more like the Yahtzee style rerolls, and then same with Age of War, which is one that was an early one that we really, really loved. It's more of the Yahtzee style thing. So I don't know. What are you referencing specifically, like the plus this or
plus this minus this? Yeah, but actually, what was now I'm realizing compared to yesterday's game too, I had a lot of equipment that let you re-roll, and the way I set it up was that a lot of my dice, if I like a lot of my equipment was good for like the higher numbers. So like if I got it like was +/-3, like there was a lot of high plus minus. But then I had a lot of rerolls for the lower numbers. So if I ever needed something high, I would just like do the rerolls. It was, I don't know, my engine, as someone had mentioned, was a lot better yesterday. It's like
Yeah, I think both of ours were. I maybe it was just because we had more sleep yesterday.
I don't know. I'm like really impressed. I guess I'm just surprised because I guess I thought like it would be a lot more straightforward and I could replicate my game from last night today, but it really felt very different.
And I would say probably my biggest concern with the game is maybe I feel like there wouldn't be as much replayability with some other games, but most of the variations from plays comes from the equipment and then the 4 characters in the box, which I'm sure they'll come out with an expansion of more characters or something too at some point. But so far you played the same character twice, and you said it was pretty different. So
yeah,
that's interesting.
Totally.
We don't really track wins and losses. I track what games I've played, but and actually I saw a question in this earlier and I forgot to answer it, but someone asked if we track things on Board Game Geek, and I do track plays, but if I track too many details of the play, well, first off, Pia doesn't have an account on there, so I can't really tag her as winning. And then
I could start an account.
You could. I've asked you to. I just had to ask her on stream. I had to call her out.
Called out. Start a account.
Yeah. I think, I mean, obviously 2 plays, it's still very fun. So I don't know when the drop off would be
For replayability.
But between this and Far Away, which you saw, I feel like Far Away, I could imagine myself playing it a lot more times. And I could imagine myself playing this more times, but there would be, I could imagine there being a point of diminishing returns.
I just don't know yet what it is.
Not there yet. If you're someone who has a large collection and plays games less times, like us, then it's perfect.
Yeah, I just think it doesn't really meet anything that we have right now. So I think it's replayable in the sense that it's really unique to our like collection. There's something about the turns that are like really fun though. I think there's like some games that are like fun like as a whole, but I don't know, just getting loot is really fun. I'm like, I want these daggers. I want these daggers with the bear skin boots. But I want this like bow because it interacts really well with this shield. I don't know. It just feels really nice when they all complement.
Kevin Meeple says, what games are you hankering to play? Probably next. So Thursday is going to be our next stream. We usually kind of discuss it over the next days, and whatever we can try to get a practice game in beforehand is kind of the main criteria. So
but sometimes it's derailed because I see like Herb's Gambit playing Sleeping Gods, and I'm like, I need to play that right now.
Yeah.
Like
but we've got a few kind of in our back pocket that we know how to play and we'd love to put on the stream, like Rococo Deluxe is one that we've talked about a few times. And sorry, I had another thought in my brain while I was
also
talking.
while Andrew's thinking, what are you interested in playing?
Yeah, if there's anything you guys want to see on the stream,
or what are you playing, like, or what are you like interested
in?
Like, what are you excited to play soon?
Yeah. But we recently got Tidal Blades, and then we got we're getting in the mail this week Formosa T, which was one that Pia really wanted. I saw on Instagram a little while back, which is a tea-themed kind of Euro, and Cubitos, which I think Legends DM was talking about earlier and saying he really liked. And then Dwellings of Everdale is coming this week as well, which is something I ordered a while back.
What's that game?
It won a ton of awards last year. it was a Kickstarter that they ended up selling directly from their website. Their last like 500 copies or something.
Whoa.
I got in on that. So,
Yeah.
yeah, those are kind of the ones that are top on my list right now. But yeah, Rococo, the new edition looks beautiful. It is. It really is. It's something to be seen in person too, because when I kept showing Pia, she was like, "That doesn't look that nice." And then when I like laid it on the table, she changed her mind. She's like, "Oh, this is really nice." Yeah, it's a fun game too. So
The gameplay is really, really fun too. And I guess it's. I guess I'm not super critical, but I am critical about. We just have a lot of games, so I'm just like, whenever Andrew gets a new game, I'm like, why this game? What's this? And then I play it, I'm like, oh, this is really fun. But yeah, sometimes you just want to smack around in a Diablo. I hear you.
So we are heading into the end of our stream, but we'd love to
Thanks
raid
for joining
someone.
us. Do you guys have any suggestions for a raid? If you see anyone,
check who's online here. We've got someone playing Agricola. Ooh, I know we raided into WellyCon last time, playing the Isle of Cats. I think a few people really enjoyed her kind of print and play Isle of Cats. Are people into that again? There's a couple other people.
Yeah, she made a print and play version of Isle of Cats. I don't know if Andrew said that or if that was clear, but
there's also someone doing Fog of Love. So throw in the chat which one you'd rather watch, Fog of Love or Isle of Cats.
Boo, you're finishing. Oh no, Pig, your shift has ended.
Oh no. Well, Pig, I won just in case you need to know. Oh, before we leave, show him the preview of the emote.
Oh my gosh, Andrew.
So I think it's mostly subscribers here.
Oh no. Rolling with Rock is he's on right now too.
He is?
Yeah.
Oh, let's do him.
But as Andrew,
I didn't see him.
Yeah, that's always an interesting thing when my one will see it, but
he is, yeah.
So I'm not sure if we have to double check the stream because what camera should I show this to? So this is a I don't know if you can see it. Okay, the coloring is off, but it's a drooling pizza.
It's a drooling pizza.
It's kind of like the coloring. I can't figure out how to do it because it's
yeah. The coloring's a little bit better in person.
And then the other one, I think I was just like in a mood. But then this is it's an angry bow. And again, the coloring's off. There's a flame in the background, but. I feel like that's how I felt like this bow when I died at the gates of when I died right before or Andrew won the game and I died right at gates gates of death.
Those have been uploaded and they are it's like a 5-day approval process that Twitch puts them through, so they have to say that they're appropriate or something. So
yeah,
we're waiting on that.
OMG angry bow. I feel like our kid it was like snowing up here in the Northwest and our kid kind of is just chubby and kind of looks like a frozen Chopin, as I like to say. So he was very angry today. I think he was a little gassy, and that inspired the angry bow with the flames behind it. But thank you guys so much for joining. It was fun to play this game and talk about like guilty pleasure movies and all things board games. So thanks for spending time with us, and we are gonna raid into Rolling with Rock.
Start the raid here. Bye. And see you in chat over at Rolling with Rock.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Hopefully it works
now.
Oh, it got looked like he might have not been on anymore.
Oh. Did he just end?
He might have just ended. I just signed off, lol. Oh man, next time. Oh shit.
Oh no. Oh no.
That's okay. I'm glad that I tried. Dead or alive, you're rated with me. That's okay.
Can we raid a second place?
I don't know.
Start raid. Let's try.
2.
All right, we're going over. If anyone's still in here, we're going over to WellyCon. She's doing the.
All right. That's right. Sorry, WellyCon. We didn't do it.
Okay, I'm gonna stop
Save.
streaming.